everybody. Welcome to Spirits of Manhattan, the third game for Halloweek. I'm going to be running here. We have Simon, Mike, Ed, and Joseph as players. I'm going to quickly go through how the game works, what the basic rules are, so that everybody has an understanding and can follow along at home. But before we start, I'm going to give the warning for the game. This isn't like the previous two games. There's not really going to be any dark themes going on here. It's a Ghostbusters parody, so there's going to be ghosts, but beyond those slight references to death, this is basically just going to be jokes and fun the whole way through. It's basically just going to be a cheesy ride. So that's what you're getting yourselves in for tonight, guys. So how does the system work? It's very simple. Everybody has 4 attributes: muscles, brains. Sorry, hang on. Brawn, smarts, moves, and style. Got to remember the new names for them. Brains does all of. Smarts does all of your thinking. Brawn does all of your physical tests. Yeah, moves is like your agility, dexterity, etc. And style is your personal style, your social skills, etc. These will have a number on them between 2 and 5, I believe. 2 is the minimum you can have.
Yeah.
And it is basically represents how many dice you roll when doing one of those 4 types of action. Everything will fall into one of these 4 statistics, and you roll that many d6, add them together, and try and beat a target number. Now, one of the dice that you roll must always be a calamity dice, what used to be called the ghost die in the original Ghostbusters game. And if this die comes up as a 1, something bad happens. Doesn't mean that you fail your roll. It just means that as well as your success or your failure, something bad will have happened. And the people who decide what that bad thing, that calamity will be, are your fellow players. It is out of the hands of the GM. It is the rest of the players that collectively decide what happens to you if you roll a calamity. I don't know how the timing will work, but if chat want to throw some ideas up, I might use some of those as well, but I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to coordinate that enough so that they can actually respond in time. But feel free to preempt with ideas if you wish to, and I'll try and incorporate them as we go along. The only other thing that you need to know is that 6s explode, so you get to roll additional dice every time you roll a 6. So these rolls can get pretty crazy pretty quickly. Each of the characters also has a set of focus or sort of specializations within each of the attributes. These, if you can find a way to include your focus into a roll, you get an additional 2 dice to roll. So if your smarts is 4 and your focus in smarts is parapsychology, then whenever you're doing anything to do with ghosts, you will roll 6 dice instead of 4. Now, as standard, you can only use your focus on the trait that it is assigned to, but I'm going to throw out some leeway here and say if you can come up with creative reasons why parapsychology helps you in a brawn roll, I'll allow it. So mix them up if you feel that you can. You also all start with an ability based on what occupation you chose. That will tell you a little thing that you can do in addition to the standard tests and attributes and so forth. That they will all be unique to your characters and they will all work in different ways. And the final thing you need to know is that you all start with 6 points of karma. And if you spend a karma point, you can use it to add an additional die to a test, or you can use it to reduce the damage of an attack by 1. You can spend as many karma as you want, but it has to be declared, if you're spending it on a roll, it has to be declared before you actually roll the dice. Okay? Any questions?
No, that's pretty much it. Yep. The one thing I do need to do is get my character sheet, which I just realised is printed off over there. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just while he's fetching that, so did we mention health and defense?
Oh, yes. So health is pretty simple. If you take damage, it comes off of your health. If your health reaches 0, you fall unconscious. and 5 minutes later you wake up again with 1 health. You can't actually die in this, so don't worry too much. It's a very light-hearted game. Defense, that's the target number. If somebody wishes to attack you, that's what they have to roll to hit you.
I'm going to ask a really obvious question that I think you just discussed. What are we adding the dice together, or are we looking for?
Yeah, adding the total, all of the dice added together as a total.
Right. See, this is where it differs from the paranoia game then.
Right.
On that, you're looking for specific dice to be successes.
Okay. Yeah, so on this one, tests kind of range in values of 10. So like the lowest it'll be, difficulty will be a 10, then 20, 30, or 40, depending on the difficulty of the test. Most of the tests you're going to be facing are going to be 10, 20, or 30 for the most part. Unless you're targeting something which has a specific target number, like a defense on an enemy, ghost, etc. If you want to work together to achieve something, there's no specific rules for that, but as a house rule, I will allow people to pool their dice to attempt to work together to succeed at something. If you choose to do this, you only get that result once, though. You don't get to do it twice. So what that would mean is if 2 of you are trying to shoot a ghost with your proton packs, off-brand proton packs, and you are working together to try and corral the ghost so that you can actually hit it, anti-plasm thrower only does 2 damage normally. I wouldn't boost that up to 4 just because both of you are working. Your combined dice to hit means that one of you got it into position to get a hit. You didn't both score a hit on it. However, on the flip side of that, you will be rolling 2 calamity dice and have 2 chances for something bad to happen.
So I think Fawkes is going to spend a little bit of downtime before the game starts, just going around filing all the serial numbers off of everything, just so that we can't get sued.
Okay, so does everybody want to?
We can now officially say this is Ghostbusters, just with the numbers.
With the numbers filed off, yeah. All right. Okay. So, do we want to quickly just go around characters so we can know who everybody is and what you're playing?
Yep.
Sure. So, seeing as I've already name dropped, tonight I'll be playing Fawkes Moldy, the eccentric ex-Fed that got knocked off the force because of his interest in paranormal and parapsychological entities, oddities, and strangeness.
Okay.
I'll be playing Barney Getz, and Barney is he's a bit of a ghetto genius. He never went to university, only just went through school, started doing things like air conditioning repair at the age of 13, and doesn't know how much of a genius he is, frankly. And so he's applying that in the best way that he can to the local paranoia society, and that's how he got into the Ghostbreakers.
Okay.
I'm playing Brianne Bissor, someone who spent a long time at the library learning about various types of demons, mainly for fun, and somehow got a job out of it.
Fair enough. Oh dear, he's putting glasses on.
I'm D.D. Diamond. I am the musician almighty. You can say I'm gullible. I wouldn't say that. I would say I'm good-willed. That is, yeah. I got in this because apparently I'm good at running away from things. And you know what? The gigs weren't going too well, so I thought I might as well give them a go.
All right. So, you guys are already a team. You are already the Ghostbreakers. You are working out of an old funeral home, which has been converted into your headquarters. You have all of the equipment and gear that you would expect a ghost-breaking team to have, including a converted hearse for capturing ghosts in it. You have your anti-plasm throwers, your ectomagnetic field emitter emission detectors.
Detectors.
Yes. As well as spooky goggles, which can help you see things. It's basically just night vision goggles. And access to various occult books and lore that you've accrued over your time. As it stands at the moment, you have no jobs pending, and you are waiting for any kind of call to come in. And in the meantime, you have decided as a group that you're all going to send out for pizza. So I would like you as a group to nominate someone to make the call and to call in a pizza order, please.
Dee Dee's
You can
got,
discuss amongst yourselves what you would like
Yeah, no.
before you get on the call, obviously.
Dee Dee's got some pull. Maybe they can.
Yeah,
Get the
I'm
order in.
sure they'll know me. They'll know me. I can possibly get us an extra bag of chips or something with it all. Okay, so what does everyone want on their pizza?
We're
No,
in
you're not
Manhattan,
having
so
pineapple.
you've just said extra crisps, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, I'm somehow getting a bag of crisps into
Yep.
this.
Yeah. Come on. Let's get ourselves into the proper Americanisms. Yes, it's a bag of crisps. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just go for Mighty Meaty.
Yep, okay, mighty meaty.
Cool. But can I have that with extra anchovies?
Why would you want extra anchovy? Ugh.
That way nobody else will eat it.
Okay, good point. Yeah.
Your plan is flawed, my friend. Severely flawed. Long live the little fish.
Well, no, I don't think they're going to be alive on the pizza.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you two want? Come on.
Anything that a lactose intolerant can't can eat. So maybe I'll go with maybe the vegetarian. I think maybe with like the cheese, but the cheese with the Z. You know, like the vegan cheese, which isn't cheese.
Okay, so a cheese vegetarian.
Yeah. Let's try that.
Okay, so we've got vegetarian cheese, a mighty meaty. Now,
Margarita would be lovely, please.
pardon?
A margarita pizza.
Isn't that a drink?
No,
Yeah,
you're thinking of a martini.
I'm pretty sure margarita's a drink. It's like with like an umbrella.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you mean a mojito?
Yeah, a mojito pizza. That's the one.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, we'll get you a
lime.
mojito.
One. Yes.
Yeah.
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 And
Double mojito. Yeah.
what do I want?
Yep.
You know what? I don't actually fancy pizza at all, so I'm going to order some fish and chips through a different company. But you lot can all have pizza. I'm not fussed.
Get a notebook out and write down mojito pizza.
Mojito pizza.
Why'd you have crisps with fish?
You see, I'm sorry, my tour in Europe has really got all this language confused.
Yeah, you've gone weird. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You've gone weird.
Yeah. Anyway, let me. I don't have a proper. Let me.
Okay.
Write down a notebook, fish and crisps.
Yeah, hi. Can I take your order?
Hello, we want a cheesy mojito.
Cheesy mojito. What's that supposed to be?
So, a cheesy vegetable. Yeah, we want a cheesy vegetable.
A
We
cheesy
want-
vegetable.
Yeah,
What-
we want a mighty mojito. And
I think you have the wrong number, mate.
what? No. Oh, wait, have I called the wrong number? I don't have this number saved. I'm sorry. Who's this?
This is the pizza place. The
Okay,
pizza
yeah.
place. TM.
Okay. What would you like for your pizza, sir? No,
No, what would-
wait. What are we actually getting?
You're
pizza.
on your own. No, everybody else is back in the rec hall. You're downstairs on the phone.
Yeah, just turning around, hoping for some ghost to just appear. Okay, you know what? I'll do what I normally do. Can I have 3 pizzas?
Okay, what do you want on your pizzas?
Uh, where- you know what? Yeah, they look like peppers, and we fight ghosts. Let's put ghost peppers on all of them.
Well, we have several pizzas that have peppers on them. Is it just peppers? Is that all you want?
Ghost pepper. Do you know what a mojito is?
Look, we've got our Fluttershy's Delight pizza is green and red peppers, onions, jalapenos, and tomatoes. Is that what you're after? 3 of them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll get that. And I also wanted some fish and crisps.
No, we don't have that, but I do have the Tricky Trixie has sweet corn, tuna, and onions on it. That's got fish on it.
Yeah, I'll get that as well. Yeah, so that's
3 Fluttershy's Delight and 1 Tricky Trixie.
yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you. Oh yeah, I wanted a pack of chips.
Yeah, we don't do that. We're only doing pizzas at the minute.
Oh come on, you know. Have I told you who I am? I am DD Diamond. Can you just? You know what? If I pay an extra £10, $10.
You want to pay? You want to pay? You want to pay?
Pounds of what, buddy? With pounds of what?
You want to put a $10 tip on? Yeah, absolutely. I'll make sure that goes through. That's not a problem.
If you tell someone in New York you'll pay them £1, they call the police.
If I give you an extra $10, can you make sure there's a pack of chips?
We don't have any chips.
Just on your way here, just pop into the local grocery store and just pick a pack of crisps.
I tell you what I'll do.
Chips.
I'll put the $10 tip on the pizza, and then I'll tell the driver that you really like chips, and then if he really wants to, he can fetch some. But I'm not going to make him.
Okay. Why are you giving us a $10 tip on the pizza?
I'm not giving you $10. I'll charge you an extra $10 as a tip.
Clearly, they've got some strange toppings, but putting money on a pizza—that's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a bit. You know what? Scrap the tip. I will go get some chips.
Are you saying you want me to put down that there's no tip on this order?
No. DD Diamond doesn't not tip. I will. What's 20% of our order? No, it's 20% of what I make. I don't really get paid for that. What's the suggested tip amount?
40%.
Okay. How much would that cost in total?
I can do you a deal on this. So you've got 4 pizzas.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And they come to $11.99 each.
Yeah.
So if we make that one of these deals that we do, where you can have 4 pizzas, as you see here, 4 pizzas for 35, yeah, and then if we add your 40% tip on top of that, that will be an additional £22.50. So we'll put that through, and that will come to a total of 57. Well, let's round it up, £58. $58. Sorry, $58.
Oh no! Don't worry about 58. Let's round it to 60. Like, just make it a bit easier.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll put that
and
all
that'll
through
be
as a
good.
tip for you then. So
Yep.
$60.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Where are you guys?
Oh, you
Need
know
an address for delivery?
You know the old funeral home?
Yes.
Yeah, we're all based in there.
Oh, you're that new company doing the ghost thing, aren't you?
Yes. Also, if you see or hear something strange, you know who to fax, okay? We have a fax machine in the office. Just send for a fax.
Well, that's all sounds great. Okay, are you going to be paying paying cash, or
Point of
do
order.
you want to give me card
What
details?
date is it? What date is it?
It's supposed to be in the 80s, so
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's
So
all right,
fax
as
is
long as it's
actually
not-
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you've got one of
Medium
those.
fax
Actually, you've got one of those
is-
new fax machines. Wow, you really are.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's like, anybody can get hold of us.
Upscale.
We have a fax. A lot of people in the
Wait,
80s
wait.
don't have a fax.
Yeah.
So I
They
think
have to go
what
to
he's
the
looking at here
nearest.
what he's looking at here is, wait a minute, these guys are that gullible. They own a fax. They'll pay 40% for their tip. We really undercharged.
Yep. Okay. So yep. Just yeah. We'll. Yeah. I don't know how the card things work, so we'll pay cash. Okay. That's all
Okay.
right. Unless you want me to give you my card details.
I mean, if you want to give us your card details, that's absolutely fine. You can still pay cash if you want to. Let me just get a notepad and I'll write this down.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you give out your card details.
Yeah.
Okay, then they take down your card details.
Yep. We'll make sure the cash is here. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
$60. Okay, it'll be with you in about 25 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Love you. Bye.
Okay. Well, whatever. Weird.
Actually wanted to go and hang up the call. Hang up the call.
Okay. So, 30 minutes later, the bike pulls up outside the funeral home with your pizzas on it. The guy brings them in. 4 cardboard boxes, obviously pizza boxes. They all have plastered all over them My Little Pony memorabilia, celebrating the new film that's come out. And
Yeah.
Of course.
because there had to be an MLP reference. And yeah, he brings in these 4 pizza boxes and hands them to you. Who's actually at the door? Who's actually going to receive these?
I'm probably repairing something near the door, so I'll open the door.
Okay, so you open the door. This guy has 4 pizzas here and a receipt for $60, and he's waiting to be paid.
I pay him the $60 and don't question it. Just
Okay, all right. Well, he hands them off to you. Turns around and heads back to his bike. As soon as you take them off of him, you kind of realize they're feeling a little bit light. There are no pizzas inside these boxes. There is, there are bits of pizzas, like little bits of crust with teeth marks in them, and like bits of cheese that's stuck to the bottom of the box, but no pizzas.
I look at it, go. I throw them in the bin
Okay.
and go back to what I was doing.
All right. Okay. So fine. Si continues working whatever he's working on. Joseph, it's been like 40 minutes now and no sign of these pizzas.
I'm gonna go towards the door. Has pizza's been delivered yet?
Well, no. They've only delivered the boxes, so that I presume the pizzas are going to be coming later. Maybe is that what they do? Do they send the boxes ahead so you can put them in the boxes when they arrive, or what?
Oh, I think that must be how they're doing it now. Well,
yeah, because normally when I order a pizza, Mum brings it downstairs in the box. So I presume that she puts it in the box to keep it warm because I get distracted, and so yeah. And the box keeps it warm. They're over there. I put them in that box over there.
Okay.
Some of them are dirty. You might want to
good idea.
You might want to complain that they gave you dirty boxes to put your pizza in, because they got bits of pizza from the last person who did it. So I think we've been sold second-hand boxes.
Oh, we've been sold second-hand boxes.
Yeah, we've been sold second-hand boxes, but
I'm gonna call them up right this minute.
You want to? I mean, they were cheap. They're only $60, but you know, you want to go and.
Yeah, you don't want second-hand boxes. That's not right.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah, you ring up the pizza place. You get the engaged tone.
Oh, for goodness' sake! Apparently, the owner of the pizza place has just got engaged, so they're no longer doing anything.
But, well, women can work now if they're married.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
They
should be more people on the phones.
They started, yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that they're engaged; they should be there.
Oh, do you want to go on a trip with me? I think I remember whereabouts the pizza place is.
Well,
You
outside.
can go. Yeah, you know the one just round the corner.
Outside, not to my house.
No, we're not going to your house. Why would we go into your?
Okay.
Your house the pizza
Normally,
place?
when I go outside, I go to my house.
Oh, okay. No, just round the corner is the pizza place, and we can go there and. We can go and see what's going on.
That I see it on the way in. Yeah, that's just across the road. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get in the hearse and we'll just drive over there. Yeah.
And we drive
Across the road.
17 meters across the road to the pizza place.
It took them 25 minutes to get across when they were delivering.
Yeah.
Can we use the sirens?
Well, that's why we put them there.
Going as a group in the.
Well, I get the feeling that we should not have delegated this task.
Well, the
way
fact
that it went.
that DD Diamond doesn't drive, I don't think.
Does any of you drive?
I can drive.
17
I can
meters
drive.
Distance.
Where are we going?
necessary.
Everybody gets in the vehicle.
Okay.
And
You
I'm
just
like,
point
"Whereabouts
the
is this
vehicle in
place?"
the direction and make it go forward. I mean, it's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so you can see that the pizza parlor has a sort of a large angry mob outside, shouting in and harassing the staff there. There are several members of staff who are outside of the building, and they seem to be trying to calm the crowd down. And
Well, has everyone else got
I'm
second-hand pizzas?
gonna approach the crowd and try and muscle my way through, persuading them to step aside, please step aside, and bully our way through and see if the police will let.
Well, there's no police
Such
here at
official-looking
this
people.
time. There are no official law enforcement people here right now. It's just angry customers and
Well, then
pizza parlor
clearly
staff.
they'll give way to somebody with the weight and authority that we carry.
That's right.
Did you get second-hand
the
boxes?
8th emergency service?
Yeah. Did you all get second-hand boxes too? I mean, maybe they ran out of boxes and they had to reuse them. You know, but maybe they could have washed them first.
These guys have been charging for pizza and they're not delivering.
Oh,
They've been doing that
yours
too.
are late as well.
Yeah, they're just taking our money. It's a scam. We want refunds.
It's a scam.
Oh, did anybody get a receipt for the pizzas?
Well, yeah, I've got a receipt right here.
Yeah,
I'm
asking our team.
Oh yeah, there
Whoever
was on the box. Whether you fished it out of the bin, I don't know.
What? There was a receipt.
So
No, I just
I'm gonna
gave.
try and get
I'm
through
going
the
to call that a
crowd
life
to get
skill
inside.
challenge, Dave.
Life skill.
Which is going to be style, which
Okay.
I don't have many things in. So
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you as a diff 10 though, because even though your character is awkward socially stuff, it's still not a complicated thing to remember your receipts.
I hit it on the nose,
Okay,
so I do get the 10.
okay, then you have a receipt.
It's got scribbles on the back of it. A design for some sort of wrist-mounted rocket launcher. But I hand it to him. There you go.
Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to try and persuade my way through the crowd.
Okay.
To get into the restaurant.
Okay, so you make your way to the front of the crowd, and the staff there are basically trying to calm everybody down. Please don't be angry. We're going to try and fulfill all of your orders. We don't know what's happened. We are trying to make this right. We are having a problem at the moment. Some of our pizzas have disappeared, but we are working on it. Just please be patient.
Disappeared.
Okay, I get to the front. I get to the front of the crowd to harangue the staff,
Okay.
and I say this is a bigger problem than just 4 pizzas.
Yes, so I would say 90% of our pizza stock has vanished.
In delivery.
Why have you got
It's
90%
happened
of
just
vanished
recently. Some of
pizzas?
it was on the way to delivery. Some of it was stuff that we'd made up.
You just
Damn,
made up your
vanishing
pizzas. Surely you should be actually making them, not just making up pizzas. That's not a good idea.
Yeah. So you're any of you wearing your uniforms? Like Mike said, he's barging in as the.
Yeah,
All
I'm
the
assuming
time.
that we're on duty. If
Is
we're
this-
on
is
duty,
this-
we're in uniform.
Right. Okay. So then, in that case, this staff member will respond to your uniform and go, "Is this something you would deal with? Is this one of your?
Yeah,
would
sure.
this be one of your
So
cases? Would you be able to help us here? Because
Sure,
this
yeah.
is very
So,
strange.
Gets out the pocketbook and starts writing up charges and costs for them.
Yeah.
So
okay.
obviously, call out charge.
Well, but we
minimum
didn't
2
actually,
hours.
we didn't actually
minimum
call you
2
out
hours.
though. You arrived here on your own on spec.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
this
I
is
think you spoke to one of our operatives on the phone.
Okay, fair enough.
You even sent somebody to our establishment with the problem in situ. If that isn't a call for help on your part,
Right.
What is? Really?
I feel like we're still going to charge like under £40, or under $40.
Well, there are 4 of us on call, and it's a minimum 2-hour call out charge. Obviously, that's $40, just straight out. On top of which there'll be expenses and power usage, and an ongoing hourly charge.
Even in the 80s, I think $5 an hour is pretty low pay for Ghostbusters.
I'm just playing along. I'm just playing along with what DD seems to think is a fair rate. We're supposed to be a struggling business, and I think we're going to achieve that the way that we're charging.
Okay. Okay, so you start making a bill, but the staff member says, "I think you should really come and speak to the manager. I don't think I'm authorized to.
Oh yeah, give me way
make
to the
any
manager.
decisions on this." Yeah.
I will say DD isn't wearing the uniform. The uniform isn't stylish enough for DD.
You're then not receiving the same level of respect that Forks is.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Yep.
he's with me. I want to go to the manager.
Right.
Yeah,
So you-
we're moving that forward towards speaking with somebody with authority.
Okay, so you make your way into the back of the pizza parlor, into the kitchen where the manager is speaking to the chef. The chef has no idea what's going on. There are 3 pizzas on the side, which have been cooked and are there, and then there are various other parts of the place where obviously there are plates and trays where pizza should be on, but all that is there is crumbs and little bits of cheese and other things and toppings.
So, before we call for the city hygiene inspectors, do you want us to investigate this?
We need to know what's going on here. Are you responsible for this? This is the manager speaking to you now.
No. This is your establishment. You are responsible for this. We are available to serve as contractors to deal with your problem. But you are responsible for your problem, sir. We have not signed any paperwork to say otherwise.
Well, can you explain what's going on? Because most of our pizzas have just disappeared, vanished.
You know what? This might be my fault. I ordered ghost pizza.
So he's now. So DD is stepping forward to take responsibility. I think someone needs to just like out of the room. You're not wearing the outfit, so you're not being treated as part of the team at this moment. Yes.
And
Don't worry,
we're all
he's not with
grateful
me.
to you for that. Thank you.
Yeah. The manager is speaking to you at the minute, Mike, and possibly to Ed as you're with it.
So I'll use my persuasion roll to bring the manager on board with actually hiring our services.
Okay.
Um,
So I will make that an opposed roll against his smarts because you're trying to basically.
I made this roll to get through the crowd, but you didn't call for it, so I'm keeping the number.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Not that good, but it'll do me.
Oh, right. Okay. So the manager has rolled a calamity. So as a group, you will now decide a calamity that occurs in the negotiations with Mike.
I'd say that's the point where the
our favour?
ghost butts in.
It's to his detriment. It is.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
So yes, whilst
that's the
we're
point.
trying to convince him he needs our services, the ghost appears, or some
Okay.
ghostly apparition
Oh,
happens.
no. Come on, the ghosts have got to pants him.
Yeah. So the chef finishes making a new pizza, puts it on the side, and as soon as it touches down on the side, there's a sort of a green mist envelops it, and you see distinct bite marks going through it, and it disappears, leaving only remnants behind.
Did that one have ghost chilies on it?
No, that was just a Cutie Mark Crusader, just one of the cheese and tomatoes.
And do
haven't
you
got
put
round to
anything on
putting
them
anything
that
on.
disappears?
It's well, so far they seem to be getting most of them. There's only a few that haven't gone. Like, and he points to the 3 on the side that have not been eaten.
What flavours are they? Maybe.
They are all ham and pineapple.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I see. Writes down green mist doesn't like ham and pineapple.
Not until inspired by Dave's political opinion on pizza.
Not at all.
Okay, so what was the actual value of the dice roll that you did?
3.
You got 3. Eat that with my ghost dice, with my calamity dice.
Yeah.
I have a total of 19.
You have with that demonstration behind him with the pizza disappearing. He relents and is like, "Yes, all right. I can see I clearly need some help here. So, I will pick up. I will acknowledge that I need the help. I will solicit your services, but please try and keep the bill to a minimum. We are a small business. We don't have the kind of money that your usual clientele has."
What do you know about our usual clientele?
Well, I heard about that thing in the hotel, the with the big green one.
Oh no, that's not us. You're getting us confused.
That was the other guys.
Yeah, that was the other guys
They're
who were
a
a bit
scam.
bigger than us.
Yeah,
They aren't
they're-
proper ghosts.
They're proper ones like us. We're not with the with the opera.
So we agreed to take on your case. Here's your first invoice for call-out fees and initial investigation of the site. We will, of course, keep you updated as your costs increase.
Wait, this is a job? I thought we were getting pizza.
You're welcome to have one of these, I'm sure. We need to take one back and run tests on it.
Okay. And DD takes a piece of the pineapple pizza and picks off all the pineapple pieces.
As soon as
That
you
was the
remove
moment we
pineapple
lost the
piece,
keys to this
it gets
whole-
eaten out of your hand.
The look of disappointment in DD's face as they just go and wash their hands. Apparently, I can now absorb pizza. This is amazing.
You must
Ah,
only use these powers for good.
Yes.
Yes.
Writes
I
down
shall.
pineapple on pizza has a warding effect.
Do you want me to sort out the crowd outside?
The answer to any "Do you want me to?" questions from Joseph is no.
I do scoop up the pineapple and put it into a small pot for collection and study.
Okay.
box appreciates this level of professionalism. Maybe
feel like
you
this
could
is
go
your
and corral the
lunchbox that you
crowd
brought
and have
along.
them move on. DD.
Yes, I think I can get rid of the crowd. I will just
You
stand
are
outside
our
and start
crowd
singing.
control expert.
Yep. Okay. Dee starts walking out and asks for a box of some sort. Do any of you have a box that I can stand on?
Someone hands you a pizza box.
No. That'll do. Dee walks outside the door, closes the door behind it, places the box, stands on it as if it's a stage, and just like drops down a bit, and is gonna just start singing by using their ability. Sing me a song.
Okay. So, just walk me through what that does again.
Sing me a song, O music man. You may make music, and everyone else who hears it is affected. Roll your style stat versus their smart stat, or they are basically dazed for a minute.
Okay, I should do an average roll for the crowd. Then.
Yep.
Do we all hear that as well?
If you are close enough to hear it, then yes, you will need to make smarts rolls to resist.
I imagine I would be looking over DD to make sure he's not doing anything awful. So I think
I'm going to opt to be ignorant of what DD is doing because that sounds like the saner role to make.
Okay. I'm gonna make a sing roll. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, yep. I've got a calamity. So not worried
Okay.
about that.
So, would everybody like to describe a problem that occurs for Dee in this singing?
The ghost halfway through starts channeling through him, so he starts off singing a bad song, but by the time he finishes, he's speaking in tongues.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you start singing. Well, no, because hang on. What was your final roll? Because you can't invalidate.
Oh no,
skill
I can make
stats.
tongues sound good. I can make absolute gibberish sound good.
Everyone's
Don't
going to
worry.
think he's scatting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got a 23.
23. Okay.
Also, Unka has added a calamity suggestion on the Twitch chat. As DD's high heels punch through the box,
Sticking
they
the
are now
box to their
stuck to
heels.
the box.
Okay, I think I'll sort of incorporate both then. So
Yep.
you start singing and
Oh no, I feel like you're skipping over me singing here.
well go but okay, go for the start your song then, Joseph. Go ahead, start your song.
Why did I put myself on the spot here?
I don't know, because you made a mistake, so we'll capitalize on
Yep.
it.
Oh, there has been ghost pizzas. Move along like the wind. What's going on? Do.
Right. So it starts out as what could maybe be called sort of a pop rap thing going on, and then degenerates into some serious thrash metal as Dee starts spouting out, "The feast has been chosen. Soon he will come for the rest of you." Yes, your heels do go through the pizza box, meaning you will have to extricate yourself from the box before moving on.
Mr. Diamond, are you possessed again? Or are you just singing?
Again.
I can't tell.
Diddy Diamond.
Okay.
I go up to him and feed him a pineapple piece.
Okay.
Honestly, what's wrong with you?
It doesn't
I
like
need
pineapple. But
I don't like pineapple.
are you the
Like
ghost?
silver bullets. Silver bullets will kill werewolves, but you know what?
Silver bullet.
You get a
would
lot of
kill
false
me.
positives. You get a lot of false positives.
Okay, let me. Bloody hell! For goodness sake. You know what? I think I can rock this. Stick in the pizza look. Gonna start trying to walk around with pizza hits.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. So, back to the people actually doing investigations.
Yeah, I can check to see if it's like a gremlin in like the in the ovens and things.
Okay.
If you think
So,
that'd be useful.
I don't know how you guys do whatever it is that you do. I just want to know what's going on so we can fix it and get past this problem. So do whatever you need to do, but just try and make it quick because I've got a business to run.
Okay. I'm gonna start scanning about with the P whatever E meter.
Right. the not PKE meter. Yeah. Okay. So give me a smarts roll to basically scan around.
Would focus electronics count?
I'd allow it. Yep.
Okay, that is 27.
27. Yes. Okay. So you find that the oven is not where the source of the problem is. The manifestation seems to occur where, as a localized event, wherever there actually is pizza. And it seems very specifically, it waits until the pizza is cooked and ready to serve, and it is that moment that it becomes vulnerable to whatever event is occurring, and only pizza topped with pineapple seems to be spared.
So it looks like we can we can trap it if we get a pineapple with pizza, but we get pizza with pineapple, and then when we want it to manifest, we pull off the pineapple like really quickly, and then we do what we need to do when it turns up.
This makes me think: is it going to be localized to this one venue as well? What if this is occurring across the city? Think of the impact that will have on our checkbooks when we start to charge every pizza venue in New York to clear out these ghosts.
That is that a good or bad thing?
That remains to be seen.
Yeah, no conclusions. Yeah. Okay. Are we going to be really busy? Do I need to tell Mum?
You might want to call your mother.
Okay, I'll go call her. Go call Mum. Tell her not to make any pizza.
Okay, I think I'm going to try and phone a few other pizza venues.
Okay.
I mean, not just because I haven't eaten yet tonight, but yes. See whether or not they're having the same problem. So I'll start with ones that are nearby and work my way out until I find one that hasn't.
Okay. Give me a smarts roll for this, not because it's a difficult task, but just a sort of methodical investigation that you're going through.
Probably going to be okay. But remind me, is it a 6 or a 1 again?
It's a 1.
Okay, that's all right then. Okay, so I've rolled 3 6s, a 5 and a 2, so I'm at 25.
Okay, your 6s do explode, don't forget, even on the calamity
Oh,
dice.
yeah, that means I've got to roll 3 more then. So I'm at 25 plus whatever I get on this one. Oh wait, one of those 6s is on the ghost die. Do I have to re-roll the ghost die?
Yes, but you don't.
Okay, right. Hang on. Let's do this properly.
You don't have to
So
worry
I'm
about
re-rolling
rolling
2
again,
dice
Mike.
that aren't ghosts.
The
So wait a minute.
Yeah, they
I'm
can
at
all be
32.
non-ghost dice. Right. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, they can all be non-ghost dice. If you re-roll the ghost dice, it gets a 1 on its second roll. It doesn't count as a calamity. It's only that first
okay.
roll.
Well, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to do it this way because
Okay.
if it comes up with a 1, I'll pretend as a calamity. It wasn't.
Okay.
So I'm at 36 total.
Right. So yes, you do some pretty methodical research. It is not.
I set up a search parameter based on the Ground Zero event and work
Yeah.
my way out in concentric bands, as they
You-
taught us at Quantico.
That's right. So you find that it is not every pizza parlor.
Oh, good.
It seems to be 5 in the downtown area.
If I were to get a map, Dave, would I be looking at them basically drawing the same shape as one of the major governmental buildings in the city of Washington, pentagonal
That
almost?
seems extremely specific, but yes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm
Um,
government based. That's my mindset. I always think
Yeah.
about the government structures. You see.
However, also
Of course, I
one
also know what's underneath the Pentagon, but we're not going to talk about that in this episode.
no. The sorry, almost breaking the jam there. Right. So yeah,
My
You
work
do
here is
get-
done. I'm off.
you do get a response from one of them, which is different from the others, though. They claim that all of their pizzas have disappeared, not just
Yeah, but
the
again,
pineapple.
we can rule something out here. Do you serve any pizzas with fruit?
Yes.
Do you specifically serve pizzas with pineapple on them?
Yes, and they've disappeared as well. All of our pizzas have gone.
There is an exception to the rule. That means that the ghost's weakness does not necessarily involve pineapple.
Do you think this one dislikes anchovies?
Are you going to have pineapple on an anchovy pizza?
No,
Look, we know-
no.
It's still on the phone to you. Look, we know what the problem is because like the thing eating them is still here.
Who's eating them?
I'm not making this phone call in the pizzeria. I've got to go back to the headquarters, which admittedly is only over the road.
Yeah. Okay. But from there, he is telling you that the person on the phone here is telling you that the thing eating the pizzas is still.
It's still. Oh, sorry.
there
I thought this was the
their
manager
pizzeria.
from the first place.
Yeah, not the first place, from the new one.
Oh, sorry. I thought I'd hung up on you.
An easy mistake to make.
I forgot I'm
yes.
wearing a headset. Yeah. Okay. Then make a note of their address and explain. Seeing as I'm the one that drove to the other place, I obviously drove back. I've got the car.
Yeah.
I'll drive over and inspect your site in a moment. Thank you.
Okay.
See, we don't have to charge the first company an extortionate amount for our call-out fee if we're going everywhere.
Yeah.
So remind me, Dave, was there only one other place that was doing it, or pretty much everywhere was happening?
Right. You've found 5 pizza places that have.
Yeah, was it five?
That have all claimed, including the one that you originally went to, that have all
Yeah.
claimed that they are missing pizzas and
Okay.
describing a very similar event to what you've experienced in the first one.
Okay,
One
so,
of them,
as I
claims
explained,
that-
I did this on a banded chart on the map in the headquarters. I put pins where all
Yes.
of the. I'm going to put those pins away because I'm tidy. No,
Right.
I'm going to draw
There are strings
lines
of
or tie
lines.
strings between them all.
like photographs
Obviously,
of the
before I get in the
managers
car and
of
drive
each
off.
of the pizzerias.
How he got
Uh,
those pictures in the 80s where it's literally Polaroids, we don't
Yeah.
know, but
Have you
he's
checked
thorough.
the drawer in the kitchen? It's full of pizza menus
Headshots
from all
of
the different
random NPCs. That's what it says in the drawer.
and all the menus have got, I'm Giuseppe and I run the pizzeria and I love it.
Yep.
That kind of, racial stereotyping, I apologize, but it's the 80s. That's what they would call themselves if they were making pizza.
Okay.
So I set off, and I think I need to take at least one competent member of our team. So I'll leave DD, and I'm sorry, Si, I forget your character's name.
Barney.
I think I need somebody with me though. I can't go there on my own. So and I'm struggling to remember everybody's names except DD because she's famous.
You
So
can't forget
can
DJ.
anybody help me out with that? I should have made a note.
There's Ed. How on earth do you
I'm
pronounce your
Brienne
character's name?
Bissell.
Brienne.
Sorry,
Brienne.
Rianne.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take Rianne to this one specific place where the ghost is still very active. If you're up for that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Get my notebook out.
So when you get to that particular pizzeria, they're having a similar situation as the other one, with a crowd outside. Seems very distraught, although they don't seem to be making quite as much noise. And the pizza staff seem to be mingled in with the crowd. They're all looking at the building, and they've put quite some distance between themselves and the building.
Okay, so we sort of burst through the crowd and say, "We're here to tackle this. We've spoken with the manager. Let us through. Let us through." And,
Okay, so yeah, the manager's in the crowd.
not
and
non-proton burst packs
Yeah.
at the ready.
The manager's in the crowd and says, "Oh, thank you for coming so quickly. Yeah, it's in the kitchen."
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
so you head into
let's see how these things work.
see how these things work. Right. Okay. When you get into the kitchen, you can see that there are dozens of pizzas that have been cooked. There are crumbs and other things lying around. You do quickly notice that the only pizzas that are still here are ones with pineapple on them, and that there is indeed an apparition here, a large floating ball of green slime, which is lifting the pineapple pizzas one by one and guzzling them down.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna fire my anti-plasm slinger.
Antiplasm slinger.
I feel like that sounds heavily like a euphemism right there.
Similar to, but legally distant from.
Okay, so yes, so you have a free floating vapor, class 5, large green blob that is eating its way through pizzas. Does not appear to have noticed you yet.
Notice me once I shoot it.
It might do, yeah. Are you going to basically take aim and fire?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what you think the best plan is with one of these?
Oh yes, absolutely. Otherwise, you'll just eat all the pizzas and there'll be none left.
Okay, I'll back you up.
Okay. So Ed, give me a moves roll to try and shoot.
Can I assist Ed's character?
You can indeed, if you want to add your moves to his, or you both roll.
Okay,
Basically,
I have shooting as my focus.
Then you can add 2 dice as well.
Okay.
So you both roll and you add your score together.
Wait, does this mean a double?
It could mean a double.
But it
calamity.
also means a chance at a double calamity.
Yes.
Got
that's gonna be fun.
8.
8. Okay.
Okay,
Probably
I might be coming in with a help on this one. As,
I've never used one before. I've been really looking forward to it.
I've got 28.
Okay. And a 1.
No,
Right.
so I rolled a
36
4
in
on my. I
total.
rolled a 4
Okay, okay.
on the calamity.
Just checking. So yeah. So between the two of you, then you have. What did we say? You had Mike 21.
36.
28.
Oh, 28.
36 in
Okay,
total.
36. Yeah, more than enough. You smack your the two beams collide into the ghost, inflicting damage, and it immediately shrieks, seeing the two of you, and starts to come towards you. So at this point, I'll let you have that as basically a surprise round, but we'll go into initiative now. So it's literally whoever has the highest moves goes first. The ghost is a 6, so it's probably going first. What have you guys got?
So what do? We roll.
Highest moves, it's just flat.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. My moves is 3.
Ed.
2.
2, right. So it's going to go the ghost, then Mike, then Ed. Okay. So the ghost is going to make a beeline for Mike, we'll say, and attempt to slime him. So, okay. What's your defense, Mike?
9.
Okay. Okay, it must have been knocked out or knocked off of its coordination due to the attack that you guys did it, because it misses. So it charges towards
Okay.
you, but it's uncoordinated and it goes nowhere near you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've managed to grapple it a little bit with the streams. If that
Not
word
exactly.
isn't
You need to
trademarked.
weaken it. You need to weaken it down a little bit first. You hit it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay, right.
it didn't like what you did. It didn't like what you did, but yeah, it's not quite at a point where you're grappling it.
Okay. I'm going to continue to try and grapple it with the burst. I'll not call it streamed because that feels like it has been trademarked.
Okay.
And there's a distinct don't crossing the thing going on there. So I said we're going to burst things.
Okay.
So don't burst twice or don't cross the bursts. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll
Don't
my.
let one burst intercept another.
Yeah.
I've got a total of. I've got a total of 16, but a 1 on the calamity dice.
Okay. Right. So straight out of the bat, because you're using an anti-plasm device as part of your calamity, you have
That's not
just
going to be bad.
You have just done $1,600 worth of property damage in your attempts to to bring this around.
Glad it was this round, not last round. Last round we had $3.5 grand's worth of damage if I'd have rolled a 1. Okay.
So that's in addition to whatever calamity also occurs. Did we have anything from chat that they were interested in seeing as a calamity?
I think it's mostly to mess with DD.
Yeah,
I think that's most. Yeah.
Specific one.
Can I put something in? So you know when a small child has a really powerful hose and starts to float a bit,
Starts to what?
like has the hose.
Oh, right,
You
so
know yeah. So they're floating up a bit. And
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, your inexperience with it means that you aren't quite handling it very well, and it's moving around independently on its own and not aiming where you want it to. Okay, we'll go with that. So the property damage is as it stands, but also the roll of 14, was it, Mike?
16.
16.
So that's what,
Yes.
1,600.
1,600. That's right. Yes. I'm afraid a 16 does not hit.
Ah.
So yeah, you've managed to strafe through the expensive industrial oven and a large collection of condiments that have gushed out everywhere, all over the floor and stuff.
oh, this is getting very saucy.
But you have not actually hit the ghost. So Ed, you're up.
Oh, I'm going to do paperwork for this later, aren't I? I didn't expect to get this far. I'm going to try and get to it, step back to a defensive position and not blast it, because I don't think that's going to end up very well.
Right. Okay. So if you're going to take basically an active defense, then what that means is instead of using your standard defense stat, if the ghost goes for you, you can roll an opposed roll using your move stat instead. Look at that going. I think I prefer the defense. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm going to start chucking pineapple pizzas at it.
Okay. All right. Okay. In fact, go on. Then give me a moves roll to throw a pizza at it.
Oh, you're just.
I got 2 1s.
Wait,
So-
did you get a 1
on
on
my 2
your?
dice.
Oh,
Hey.
You have 1 in moves.
I have
No.
2 moves.
No, he has 2
Oh.
moves. One of your dice has to be the calamity. That's not in addition
Yep.
to what you're rolling.
I might
Mike's
be
been
making a
rolling too many
mistake in this game.
Mike's been rolling too many dice. That's okay. We'll let him off. Cheater that he
Anyway.
is.
It will be corrected for in future rolls.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, Ed, that's not a successful throw of a pizza.
I know.
I'm waiting to see if
Turns out it's
chat.
quite difficult to chuck a pizza.
Yes.
Who would have...
So yeah, I mean, you have failed to throw the pizza, but also Yeah, I think that you. Let's go with what Uncas said as the kind of and work that in. You have managed to get pizza all over you, and you now look like an extremely delicious snack to the Slimer. So yeah, you are now going to be its target in the following round. So we'll come
Great
back round,
distraction. Well done.
and yeah, it's going to try and eat you then, Ed. That seems like a reasonable thing.
Okay.
So let's have a look at that. Yeah, we'll roll that as that then, shall we?
Excuse me.
Oh God, what's your defense?
12.
What's your defense?
12.
12. Well, it got a 13, so it has hit you. It has basically engulfed you in an attempt to eat all of the pizza that is on you. You are slimed, which does 1 point of damage, and you are now immobilized in sticky slime.
And at least make notes about the experience.
You can take notes of the experience, yes.
So-
However, I did roll a 1 on the calamity dice, so the Slimer needs a bad thing to happen.
I have an idea for that.
Go for it.
So I'd say that the Slimer has to now, but it's just totally engrossed in eating the excess amounts of pizza that Brienne was using as armor.
Okay. I'm happy with that. I will say that it is now a stationary target and far easier to hit.
But
So
Uncle
is-
also points out that there is now ectoplasm everywhere.
Oh, of course, yes.
Everything's
That is a given, but yes, we'll go with that. It has been eating and splashing ectoplasm all over the place as it does so in a messy display of childish eating. Okay, Mike.
Okay, that was its action.
That was its action in an attempt
Okay,
to
right.
eat Ed.
So yeah, I mean, there's obviously a huge chance here that I might accidentally hit Brienne, so I should actually be trying for that. I'm going to shoot at the ghost with 1 less dice than I did last time. So
Excellent.
hopefully less property
You
damage.
could spend karma to increase the amount of dice you roll.
Well, I
have
can't
6
remember how many
points of
dice
karma.
rolls I've got wrong so far, but that would have cost me quite a bit of karma. So I will roll 4d6 and a ghost dice rather than 5d6 and a ghost dice. My mistake on that one.
Okay.
And that first roll. Oh, come on! I've lost my dice roll. There we go. Right. So we have. I'm going to have to show you the screen.
It's all
can you not
ones.
count?
4d6. All of them
Like,
came up 6s.
All
Oh,
of the
okay.
games.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
This
Okay.
is all of us trying to read it, none of us being able to read
Read
it.
it.
Yeah, I should have just seen 4 dice and the 24 in the bottom right-hand corner going, okay, that's obvious what he's just rolled there.
Okay.
So now to set that camera back up so you can actually see me and not destroy the stream itself. That's the streams we can't cross.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, you get to roll
Okay,
those
so
4 again.
I've got to
so-
re-roll those, yeah? I've got to
Yeah, that's
re-roll
right.
all of those.
I forgot about
Which
exploding
is a
dice.
further 14, inclusive 1 more d6.
You roll it again. You keep going until you don't roll 6s.
So hang on, because I can lose track of what we had.
24 or 14
So
is
24.
38.
38. I got a 3 on my ghost dice,
So that's 41,
so 41
plus whatever you roll on this dice.
plus whatever I roll on this last dice. It's another 6,
So
We're
47.
going to
and
be
roll
here a
again.
while.
and I'm rolling again. It's another 6.
Roll it again. So that's 53. If only you'd rolled a 1, man. Look at this property damage mounting up.
Oh my god, stop it! It's still a 6.
So what are we up to now? 57?
I'm going to refresh this page because I think it's broken Google. It's a 3.
Okay, so
Oh.
I
if
lost
I-
count. It's a number.
I think 60, but I could be wrong. I wasn't really paying
If
attention.
anybody, if anybody disagrees with that number, please
59,
just
Uncle
edit the
says.
video
Uncle
later
says
and play
59,
it back
I
with your
trust
own
his
numbers.
maths. So
Yeah.
62.
62.
Oh no, what is this?
Uncle has kept track. He's saying it's 62.
Right.
Literate Hermit is saying that I should maybe use a non-cheating dice roll.
Dice roller.
This is the Google dice roller. If Google are cheating in my benefits, then it's about time they gave back.
That's right. These big companies, always taking our dice rolls. Right. Yeah, okay. Then that is enough to not only reduce it down to 0 health, which is what you need to put it into an entrapment, but I'll give you the entrapment without making a second roll. So you have it in a stasis field in the ectoplasm thing. So now you just need to get it over a trap and trap the thing.
Okay, right. Okay. Maybe while I'm holding it in the thing, it goes to Brian's turn, and they can.
Unfortunately, Brian is completely slimed and will not be acting
Oh,
for
yeah,
the next
there's that,
60
isn't
seconds.
I don't think I can hold this thing for 60 seconds. How long does it take to get a health point back?
For the ghost.
Oh, 5 minutes for a human. I don't know what it is for a ghost.
Yeah, it takes 5 minutes for a human to get back up, but
Okay.
let me have a quick-
Technically, I could hold on to it, but that's going to do a lot more property damage. I will try and sling the trap out and hit the footpad or whatever it is that
right.
catches.
Let me just get
the
into traps and see
spirit.
exactly what is going on with this.
I mean, with all the training I got on the FBI, it's sometimes a bit difficult to remember the shoddy training that I got from Ghost Breakers HQ. So
The
I'm pretty sure it was a foot paddle.
binders- Right. So the effects of the antiplasm particle throw are temporary, and a spirit defeated by repeated blasts will eventually recover and resume haunting. Once a ghost has become weak enough, antiplasm binders can be used to keep the entity in its trapped state. These binders act as a boost to the effects of the antiplasm throws, applying a charge of hit at regular intervals, keeping the entity immobilized. So it just continues to damage it as long as they're in it. So,
Okay.
you will need to make a moves roll to activate the trap.
Okay.
If you get a 1 on your calamity dice, everything's going badly.
Okay. So on my 2 dice, I got 10.
Okay.
My calamity.
You-
My calamity dice is a 6.
Okay.
So that's 2 6s.
Okay.
So I
Here
have
we go
16.
again.
Oh, God. I feel
24
like.
and 24 with another 6.
Oh, God. The luck here.
25 total.
25 total. Okay. Yeah, you successfully trap the ghost. It gets sucked down into the off-brand trap. The light goes green instead of red like the official ones do, and you have a ghost inside.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going to start using the Google Dice Roller.
Yeah. So
To be fair, I think I rolled on some of my rolls. I think I rolled some 6s and forgot they exploded. So yeah.
Oh yeah, so did I.
I mean, with the
Yeah.
amount of dice that we're rolling, 6s are going to come up.
Yeah.
So
apparently, I have to do all of Mike's rolls from now on. Right. So you have captured a ghost for the small price of what was it?
1,600. Yep. I hope we're charging more than that.
and some broken pieces.
Yeah.
Pineapple pieces, so who cares?
Ed, you are covered in slime, and
Yeah.
just for fun's sake, we'll say significant portions of pineapple chunks now stuck to your uniform,
Like a shield.
like a shield. But yeah, you are gunked up with slime, but otherwise pretty much unharmed. You took 1 point of damage, but that was it.
so we come storming out of the pizzeria. Brian's slightly coated in goo and
Quite a
fruit.
remarkable experience.
I mean, my face is like, yeah. I approach the manager and say, right, caught your ghost for you. If you have any further problems, any repeating issues, you know where to call us. Don't forget, call Ghost Breakers. Those are the guys at Sham. and
Facts.
will
It's
be.
facts. We can't use the other. It's facts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we keep the
Yeah,
line
but we'll
open for
invoice
faxes
you.
because if we use it as a phone line, we can't receive faxes. So it's a dedicated
Yeah.
fax line.
Yeah, don't call.
So
All you'll
we'll-
get is the.
And we'll.
No one was taken.
If you don't know
we'll
what I'm
send
on
out
about,
invoice in the
fuck you.
morning.
You're too young.
Yeah, so
I am too young.
Unca's absolutely right, Mike. What are you going to charge these people as the bill for this?
Okay. Do I know that it's 1,600 damage?
You don't know the exact figure, but you can ballpark it. So yeah,
Okay,
you know you'll need to.
When they
charge
sign the
it.
bill, just make sure that there's a disclaimer inside that no property
Yeah.
damage will be.
Yeah, get
Oh,
them
yeah.
to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Retroactive
always
waiver.
carry liability waivers on me. Just in
So
case.
I
They're a
present the
bit, they're a
waiver.
bit messy.
I present the waiver
Yeah,
for
they
them
are.
to
These chunks out
sign.
of the way and sign it.
I present him the waiver to sign as part of the paperwork
Okay,
and try to persuade him to do so whilst holding the ghost
Yes.
close to his face.
sure. Give me a style roll, please.
I have persuasion.
Okay.
Can I
you
make
add
sure
that.
I make myself look uncomfortable being slimed?
Like
Wait,
looks like it has
you telling me you
gun
don't
on
feel
half.
Yeah.
uncomfortable being slimed?
Has at
Or,
what point?
or what you might go for if the ghost is released again,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
So my persuasion roll
Yeah.
contains no sixes, in case anybody was wondering.
I feel like you've done something wrong now.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. It also has no calamity though, so I have a total of 15.
Can I
Okay.
assist with that? Is there
Sure.
any point?
I will let you assist. Yes, there is a point because it's a contested roll, so you don't know what the difficulty here is.
So with persuasion as well, I get an extra 2.
Oh wow! Look at you two going out. You should be on every
Ooh.
job.
I've got a
Persuasive.
professional
Oh,
team member to come with me.
Oh, like me
Okay.
with my expertise in singing.
Okay, so that's 15, but I rolled on the calamity.
Of course you did. Okay.
Okay. So
Is
is
there anybody
this
in chat
calamity
who
for
wants
both
to
of
do
them?
a calamity for us, or are we going to let the players
Is
pick?
this calamity for both of them?
No, well, they are both attempting it. It is the calamity for this attempt to persuade the guy. So something
Okay.
bad occurs.
Well, they're
but,
they're
but
trying to hold.
before you go crazy on it, they did succeed. So they have convinced him to sign,
Yes.
but there must be something
Indeed.
bad that happens occasionally.
Yes. Like
Literate
very
Hermit
persuasive.
introduces lots of cats
Lots
first.
Lots of calls, not lots of cats. You've read it wrong. It is lots of calls.
Oh,
Although I do think
okay,
lots
sorry,
of
I
cats
didn't
would be
No,
more
no, I
funny.
think
Okay, incorporating lots of cats, which mean nothing, is a bunch of cats run at poor old Forks, and he drops the ghost trap that he's holding up to their face.
What, lets the ghost out?
Yes.
What damage is
Um,
the trap?
Yeah. Or damaged in, like, drops the trap, like, very convincing, like, yes, you've done this. What would happen if I let the ghost out again? Oh.
Right. Okay. I think, yeah, okay. So you drop the trap.
Yep.
It lands on the floor. There's a distinct breaking of glass sound. It now rattles when you hold it up. The ghost does not emerge from it, however, so you think it's probably still in there and fairly safe. Oopsie.
Like, you definitely scared this guy into signing.
Yeah, he's still signing the document, though, yeah.
Brilliant. I'm reassured. I'm going to get Simon's character to have a look at this trap before we do anything else with it. When we Barney, we'll get Barney to take a look at
To take a
the
look at it, yeah.
at the trap before we put it into the holding cell thing.
Okay, so let's go back over to the original pizza parlor and see how Barney and Dee Dee are doing. Were you investigating any further while you were there, or
We were
spent
setting
the
up a
entire
pizza
time
trap.
trying to get the pizza box off
Yeah.
of Dee Dee's shoes?
Oh no, I'm not helping with the pizza box on Dee Dee's shoes. The second I saw it, I figured out that This was clearly some sort of thing that Dee Dee did on purpose. Maybe the box distributes Dee Dee's weight over a wider area for some reason, which I'm not.
Just shuffling around.
Yeah, so I think that's obviously got a good reason why Dee Dee's done it. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up a kind of a trap next to a Hawaiian pizza, and what I've managed to do is I've got some wire or string or fishing wire, and I've managed to hook 20 individual slices of pineapple, and basically I'd be there with our what was it, neutron thrower, whatever it is, and when the idea being that I pull the pineapple away, and when the mist coalesces, we're going to fire. And I've explained this to Dee Dee as well.
Okay. All right then. So let's give that a smarts roll for setting up the trap, and yeah.
You know what? I will say Dee Dee will attempt to help.
What's your
like-
smarts?
So you're getting an extra
I won't
calamity.
let you help.
Yeah,
I will say-
one extra real dice and one extra calamity dice.
I will say Dee Dee does have speciality in occultism. I don't know if that'll help.
In what is effectively a box trap
Yeah.
with a Hawaiian pizza. No. You get anywhere near Barney, he starts to get upset.
Dee Dee will take off the pizza box and try and put it on one of the foot, and then have one pizza box on each foot for a fashion statement.
Oh my god. Okay. So that
Oh, I see.
is 16, but two
Right.
sixes. Okay, and of the 2 dice I rolled, another 6.
Okay.
Is this game designed to explode this much? Okay, so
It's stupid. It's a stupid game. You expect
Yeah.
to have fun in it.
3 sixes are 18, plus 4 is 22, plus 3 is 25, 26, 29 to set up the trap.
Okay. I was thinking originally I might set the difficulty at this to 30 just to make it a nigh on impossible task, because you're trying to trap this thing with a very shoddy box. But you know what? 29 is close enough. So let's go with this, right? So you set this trap up. Your trap works exactly as you expect it to. As soon as the pizza becomes viable, the green mist comes out and starts munching away at the pizza. You pull the trap. The box slams shut.
And I shoot the box with a proton thrower.
And you shoot the box with the proton pack. So give me. I'm going to ask for a moves roll for the shot, but I'm going to make it diff 10.
Okay. So I've got moves 2, but I do have shooting, so that's unambiguous. So let's see how I go. Being that I probably cobbled together half of these neutron throwers.
Yeah.
I'm being paid back for the last time. I did get it because I had 4 dice, but I only got 11. So
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you fire the shot, and you manage to hit where the mist is as well inside the trap, and it sort of opens what you can only describe as a rift, a portal. That looks like it's leading to another otherworldly dimension. It doesn't hold for very long, but you think that if you could concentrate a large volume of proton energy into one of these mists, you might be able to open some kind of portal to see wherever this apparition is actually going.
I will. I know the pizza place where the others are, and from this pizza place, I'll call the other pizza place on the landline, and ask to speak to the ghost breakers that are currently in attendance.
Okay, well, I think at that point, we will take a little break.
Fantastic. We will be back in 10 minutes. See you later, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
And we're back. Right. Mike has had to disappear for a little while. He will be rejoining us at some point. Hopefully, it won't be too long. But we're going to carry on without him and hope that he's back fairly soon. So I believe before we left, I was going to have, we were going to have Sai calling the other team to sort of touch base.
Yep.
Ed, do you feel like you're capable of taking that call without Mike's presence? In your slimed pineapple chunky state.
Yeah, the phone might get a bit. You might have to wipe that.
Gunked up, yes.
Hello. I want to
Hello?
speak to the ghost breakers that are there.
Hello?
please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
I am a ghost. Yes, I'm a ghost breaker. Is there any ghosts in your area which you need breaking?
Yes, it's Barney.
Oh, yes.
Barney's
Oh,
not the
Mr.
ghost.
Mr.
Barney's me.
Just to get.
Barney's not the
That's a
ghost,
shame.
Barney's me.
It'd be very interesting in a first party experience of becoming an entity of paranormal origin. So how's it on your end?
We need more people because it turns out that this
We need more
this-
people.
This isn't an apparition. Well, it's an apparition. Well, it's not.
This isn't
It's not an anthropomorphic personification of the entity. The entity is reaching through some sort of veil, and we're going to need all of the legally distant neutron packs to be able to destabilize the pathway that it's using.
That's fascinating. I've collected a ectoplasmic sample from the creature from the entity that we got in this pizzeria. If you need to analyze it.
Yeah. If you can get me like I don't know how much is a good like a liter or something.
Well, I think I've collected.
Hang on, no, sorry, I forget. A
A
quart.
litre of
A
what?
quart. Yeah,
Quart?
give me a quart.
A quarter.
That's like a pint, right? I'm getting a pint. Sorry, call back to a previous game.
I think I should have a sufficient amount. I will be there short.
I will say throughout this whole phone call, Dee Dee hasn't quite clocked the fact that Barney's on the phone call and thinking Barney's talking to them. So during this, they have managed to get like a pint glass and filled it up with sauce and like hoping this is enough. Okay.
Kind of there. Go. Put it by the side of the pizza that we previously blew up, and yeah, I'll put the burnt wreckage of the previous pizza in the bin after some safety first forethought.
Wait.
Pour some of the sauce onto it to keep it from rekindling.
Wait. I'm going to take a bit of the crust and just taste it, see if anything's different.
Hang on. So, this is from one of the devoured pizzas.
One of the devoured
My favourite
pizzas. He's double dipping with the ghost.
With the ghost. Excellent. Okay. I think then, in that case, Joseph, I will have you make a brawn roll, please.
Is this? Would you say because my lungs are so powerful, this would relate to singing?
No.
Not unless you aren't swallowing and you are in fact inhaling this pizza and risking choking to death on
Okay.
crusty goodness.
In which case, absolutely, but the difficulty's 50.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll my whole entire 2 dice.
Excellent. This can't go wrong.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
Okay. So I did really quite well here. I got 4.
4.
4.
Okay. So, as you have already been possessed by the entity, you do kind of feel that after you've bitten into this crust, you have a little bit of a connection to it, to the point where you can gather its motivation, as it were, because it's sort of becoming your motivation as well now.
And tweet pizza.
this entity does indeed need to consume pizza. It needs to consume it in vast quantities, so that it can gather its strength for its final phase. However, yes, it abhors pineapple. Any pizza with pineapple is, of course, blasphemy. It is an offence to your eyes
Okay, so
and to your taste buds.
DD, not being smart enough to know how to cook a pizza, but it's in a pizza kitchen. It's going to start attempting to make pizza.
Okay. You have everything you need to make a pizza, and all the
Yes.
skill
I will
techniques
point
necessary.
out. I will point out this is. I know it's not. I'm not DD, but this is Joseph trying to cook.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you are also in a professional kitchen with people here who will help you with any experiment you wish to partake in. So you successfully managed to make a pizza without any pineapple on it, I assume.
Of course.
So, interestingly, now this pizza that you have in front of you does not immediately vanish, but you have an overwhelming desire to consume it.
Yeah, like I'm not even going to cut it up. I'm going to fold it.
So, Sai, you have noticed this odd behaviour. Do you wish to do anything while this is going on?
When I see that the pizza hasn't been eaten, I dash up, grab him, and go, What did you do differently?
Oh, I'm eating the pizza. Mike is really
Yeah.
distracted. Yeah,
Mike's
I'm
freaking out.
really not trying to get distracted. I made this one. Maybe it's whoever makes it.
So you think
Right.
it's like a personal thing, and as you fold it over, I go, I snatch it out of his hands, or at least pull it away from pull it away from his face, and go, hang on, we forgot about variations. This is now a calzone. It's not a pizza. And I'm gonna put it in the middle of the room and pull out the proton pack, and just be there going.
As he's sitting there aiming the proton pack, I'm going to dive onto the thing and try and
Okay.
start eating it.
Joseph starts consuming the pizza. Sai, give me a smarts roll, please. And you may use electronics for this.
Oh,
Ooh, electronics.
interesting. Only the 1-6, which rolled into a 6,
Such is the
which
way
rolled
of
into
the
a
dice.
3. Okay, so 6, 12, 18, 23, 28, 33, 35.
I feel like
So, as Joseph begins to eat the pizza, the off-brand PKE meter starts going crazy on your belt, and you realise that you had not switched it off from before. It is registering ectoplasm levels off the scale coming from Joseph as he eats this pizza.
I'm going to be a hero. So
Pull the trigger.
it's what he would have wanted.
It was him for the whole world.
Yes, it's what he would have wanted to have a high particle beam passing through his body, incinerating him, my lord. But no, I'm going to be a hero, and as I do so, I reach into to one of my sample packs, pull out a literal fistful of pineapple, and I'm going to dive forward and I'm going to cram it in his mouth, and then grip his head shut. Get him in a headlock, but not a headlock where it goes around the neck. A headlock that goes round this way, so that he has to swallow the pineapple. So this is slamming pineapple in his mouth and then grappling him until he swallows it. I would like to point out, Barney is a big boy.
So this will be an opposed brawn roll from the two of you.
Absolutely.
Are you sure I can't do moves?
You're distracted eating the
Okay.
pizza, so at this point, it is your ability to
would you-
fight him off, not dodge. Please.
Oh, are you sure it can't be dodged? Because I'm very good at running.
You're not running. You're static.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I try and climb on him with my climbing skills?
Well, you can do whatever you like after you've got this initial. What is a sneak attack? You're focused on the pizza.
Okay. Let's try.
Mike has cookie ears.
They're not cookies. They're...
Oh, pumpkin ears then. Pumpkin ears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you get...
That's fairly good.
Oh,
These were on the chronology head behind me when I was at
Right,
first.
okay, so I'm just gonna say you should now be looking at what people said for you to do to Dee Dee.
So you got a calamity then, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got
Did we get
calamity.
anything that would fit in this instance?
I can't remember.
I'm just scrolling back up. Okay, I mean, I don't think that's enough of a calamity, but we'll add it in anyway. So whilst chewing on the pizza, you are humming along to the theme to the off-brand Ghost Breakers, like that. Those other guys doing the official theme song. And what did you actually roll, Joseph?
A 3.
A 3. And Simon, I assume you rolled far more than that. As 3 was
19. He's a big boy.
Yeah, it wasn't even possible for you to roll that low. Yes, that's absolutely perfect. So, as you grab Dee Dee in a headlock and start forcing the pineapple down their throat, you are creating a blockage which Dee Dee really struggles with and starts gasping for air, clutching the neck, choking,
When you murder,
spitting up pineapple chunks. However, the pineapple works, and Dee Dee is now free of the influence of the entity, the pizza-consuming entity. Once that happens, the rest of the pizza starts to disappear through the usual consumption methods.
I shoot it.
You're too busy right now resting.
Oh, okay, I'm still resting. That's fine.
Yeah. So having removed the agent of this entity from play, it has had to resort to its usual.
I wish I played a different type of character now, because then I could say, "I've exorcised the demon." But never mind.
Well, that's Ed's stick.
Oh, I just study the demons.
Oh, that's true. You're not an exorcist. You're the demonologist.
If someone had a demon in them, I wouldn't help.
Brienne seems
Give
way
them a
too
physical.
calm. She seems like this person who's just calm in every situation, because when you got covered in the slime, you're just like, "Oh, that was lovely," and it's just like, I feel like you're the type of person who goes up, stabs someone 7 times, and goes, "Oh, that was lovely."
Right. Okay, so that kind of interrupted your phone call. Do you wish to return to that phone call, especially now that Mike has returned and we can?
Oh, I feel like the phone's just dropped and like they've just heard
it's
all
just,
of
it's just hanging from the side of the counter, and Ed's on the phone like, what's going on in the background there?
I also Hermit did say about bad gag reflex.
Okay.
Just add to my calamity.
Yeah, I think you've made a right mess of yourself, Dee Dee. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So I get back on the phone and I go,
Luckily, you're not in uniform, so you haven't ruined your uniform.
It's Barney, not the one retching on me on the phone. It's Barney.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
So yeah,
Anyway.
we've just had a scale 3 possession, compelled behaviour.
That's fascinating. Did you make notes?
We have evidence. It's all over Dee Dee's clothing.
Do you have anything I can change into?
Is that a suggestion that we're going to go for transmogrification as well as possession?
Not sure the pizza boxes are big enough to make a transmogrifier, Mike.
Right.
I'm going to hand.
no,
I'm going to hand Dee Dee a uniform, and and point to the broom closet.
Yep.
I put down the phone. Mr. Moldy, we must go quickly. There's been a stage 3 possession, and it sounds absolutely wonderful.
Oh,
We must go now. It is of most importance. I'll see you eating the remaining pizza. I'll escort you into the vehicle while I'll make sure to turn on the sirens and lights, because this is very exciting.
Hello?
Mike, are you actually there, or are you not hearing?
Sorry,
I feel like there's a biscuit involved.
I'm stuffing my face full of, I think they're called chips.
Oh,
But they're loud enough that if I'm eating them with the microphone on, you can hear it. So I apologise. I do need to catch up a little bit. There's a phone call in
The
progress.
pizzas are very delicious.
So we were on the phone. Barney was talking to Brienne. During that time, I noticed that Dee Dee started making a pizza because Dee Dee ate some of the pizza that the ghost had previously eaten, and now was compelled to make pizza. Dee Dee was about to eat a pizza, which they folded over, so technically now it was a calzone, or a pizza roll. I don't know if they actually rolled it up. I defer to.
it would have been a
Dave's
fold. I don't.
But once I noticed that, I kind of put the calzone. I was like, "Oh, does a calzone work differently?" Put it in the middle of the room, and Dee Dee launched at it. My legally distant PKE meter went off, and I realised that Dee Dee was possessed. So I grabbed hold of the pineapple I previously stashed, rammed it in her mouth, and put her in a headlock until she swallowed some of the pineapple. She did end up retching most of the pineapple up, but with it she retched up the ghost.
This is why I'm now in this.
And now we're trying to get you guys to come
soup.
over because I can't remember if you were around when I first shot the pizza box and there was like a rift inside. We're going to need all of the neutron packs to try to open that gateway.
I'm also regretting putting on this jacket for comedic effect because this jacket is really warm.
I was about to say, it looks really warm.
Yeah, it's really warm, so I'm going back to the shirt.
I also noticed it does now look like we're in the same room because of the yellow background.
We are. Don't you see me?
Yeah,
I'm just over there. Like,
Yeah, this wall
Yeah.
here.
yeah,
Obviously
like
the side,
just
okay.
like yeah, just.
Sorry, I shouldn't have banged on the wall when somebody upstairs is trying to sleep. Oh, well.
We need to find an
Yeah, okay,
object
so-
that you both have in your house so you can pass it to each other. Anyway,
Oh, I don't have a glass at hand. Wait.
Hey, that almost looks correct.
Yeah. I don't have any water in it.
Well,
Well, let me just
water
down
doesn't
this.
transfer from screen to screen.
Oh, bloody hell, that's not enough water.
Okay,
I
so
feel like too much is
yeah,
being spent on this gag right
we
now.
Never.
we jump into the car and Proton 1 and drive over to.
No, this is
the,
Proton 1 3/4.
Okay,
Yeah.
is it still stick shift? Because that's all I can drive. So
They
we-
didn't have it automatic in the 80s, did they? I'm pretty sure that's the case.
I think America
Having
probably
having
did.
been a driver in the 80s, I remember that distinctly.
I think the first car in America had automatic.
Yeah, like I don't think that. Yeah,
They refused to take any in the country until they actually could have automatic gear stick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll drive over and return to the first scene of the crime. I believe that's where you guys still are.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Is the portal still there?
No, it only manifested for a short period of time.
I'm on the
Sorry.
board.
See, Unca confirms that they had automatic cars back in the 50s. So that must have been when they first started getting cars in America.
This is canon now. there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, you could have them imported if you were really rich. You could have your own car brought over, maybe on the Titanic, for instance. But other than that,
Yeah.
there were no cars in America.
Well,
There are no cars in America. No.
Simon, I knew I'd get that if I said that out loud.
Brilliant. Okay, so you have all arrived together. Well, not arrived together. You are now back together after half of you have arrived.
I'm not going.
Yes.
So,
What is your plan? Where is your investigation going to go next?
have we checked the freezer?
I don't think so.
I
Okay,
haven't.
I'm gonna go check the freezer because I'm pretty sure a pizza place would keep ice cream.
I mean, and alternatively, there are 3 other venues that have been struck by.
Oh,
this
don't worry about that.
calamity.
I want to check the freezer.
Okay, well,
So,
there is ice cream in the freezer.
Okay, I'll just take a huge tub of ice cream. Just get a spoon and just start eating it. Barney, I've got a mission for you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well.
Hold this tub. It's quite heavy.
Yeah, take the tub.
Yeah, and DD just continues eating out of the tub. It was a bit heavy.
it's getting lighter.
I will stand. I will stand there whilst whilst you're eating.
Yep. Anyway, what's the plan?
We
Okay,
must find.
so what did you
as far
find in
as
the freezer? Sorry.
We can leave the freezer, but the freezer makes quite a good meeting room. Just make sure you don't lock it because it's one of those single locks and it might get a bit claustrophobic.
Having worked in cold storage, you know that was never actually ever a thing in cold storage freezers.
This is the
I
80s.
completely endorse this fact that this is one lock on the outside and nothing on the inside. Despite the fact that oversight was never a part of the industry.
That makes for good TV.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Real character interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you have ice cream from the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Sally, you have some results from your experiment. Ed, you have some results from your slime.
Also, I think you might want this shirt. Dry cleaning only, by the way.
Oh, is this
If
is this what you were wearing when you had your possession episode? What is it now?
Yeah,
the big
I
time
was
this
just.
week?
Yeah, honestly, they just keep. I don't know what it is. I'm just too good. They're too attracted to me. This is the issue.
It's very interesting. It helped my research immensely.
You're welcome. Remember, if you experiment on it, you clean it, and if you break it, you replace it. And I don't know how you're getting that say now.
Yes, and you should try and get possessed more often. Each time I have a major breakthrough.
Do you? I can try. Yeah, I will try. I will try.
Good.
If you want, actually, I know a way of doing it. And Dee Dee will walk through and find the old pizza box that the guy had previously been eating and just have another bite of it.
I'm gonna get my notebook out and start making notes.
Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to work this time, Joseph. And you anticipate that might be the fact that you have some extensively foul pineapple breath going on right now.
Do any of you have a mint? Any of you?
No.
Or some gum or something?
Does the ghost not like mint?
No, I think the ghost would prefer it if I sorted out my breath a bit.
Try the slime.
Can't hear you, Mike.
Maybe you should have one of the mojito pizzas because that has mint on it.
Does it? Why would mojito have mint on it? Oh, is it mintito? I might have said it wrong on the phone call.
Mojitos have mint in them,
Okay, yeah.
I think. Please
know.
correct me if I am wrong, chat.
Yes, I can tell you mojitos do have mint in them. Yeah.
Thought so.
I'm still.
I'm
This is
trying
Joseph.
for a clever. I'm trying for a clever callback to a joke from earlier. It's
Yes.
only working
will
because
say,
some of us know
this
how to
is-
drink.
Yeah, this is Joseph talking. Weren't actually sure whether or not mojito was a type of pizza or an alcoholic beverage.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who doesn't drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Right.
I don't drink either, Joseph. That's not an excuse.
I haven't
Yeah,
researched
Ed was-
my alcohol.
Ed was very aware of how wrong you were.
He just assumes I'm wrong.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
Ed's just riding the wave of everybody else knowing what they're on about and pretending he's with us.
At least I'm honest.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to go around looking for some mint in the
Okay.
ingredients section.
The only thing that you find are there's some mint ice cream. And
I'll
there-
have a go at that.
and there are also the incredibly overpowering table mints that they leave with the receipts.
I thought,
But,
I'll have
you
one of
know
them.
those ones. You know
This
those
one.
ones that are basically single-use pellets for small BB guns.
Okay, so what DD will do, will take one of the mints and to cover the flavour of the mint, because no one likes them, they're too strong, is get a spoon of mint ice cream and put it in the mint ice cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're starting to
Making
smell
notes the entire time.
significantly minty now. Right, okay. While all this random useless side stuff is going on, what are the rest of you doing that might actually be sensible?
I'm going to be looking at looking to see if there's any other correlation, looking through the storerooms, seeing if there's any signs of the occult. If this place has a cellar going underneath there, because, Stephen King is, prime reading right now, so yeah, making sure that it's not got a Indian burial ground underneath the pizza parlor. Doing that. Do I find anything?
No, you find no signs of any strange occult goings on or Indian burial grounds underneath the pizzeria.
Okay.
You might have to start digging it up.
Well,
I'm gonna go back to the office, since it's only over the road from where we are now,
Yep.
and take another look at the map and the 5 locations and what's in the center point of those 5
Well, you
locations.
find the center point location. You do indeed see that there is a house right in the middle of it.
I mean, this is New York. There's going to be a property in the middle of basically any 5 points you
That's
put on a map.
correct. But this appears to be a residential home.
Okay, we're eating pizza in an evening and then spending hours being purebred idiots. So the library is closed. I'm going to have to go to the university to get access to the records and the
Well, surely you could just fax in this. You have a fax
for
machine.
tomorrow. So
You want to get like city zoning plans and so forth. Yeah.
Basically, we're just going to cut to a shot where I'm at a desk with those in front of me and basically not explain how I did it.
Yep. Give me a smarts roll. Some kind of research would be acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I've not got a research. I've not got something that would be relevant to this.
Are you
other
doing
than
this
my
alone, or
background
is
training.
anybody going to attempt to help you? Because
I mean,
Barney's a natural follower. If you ask him to help, he will help. Otherwise, he will follow behind you, tinkering with some device.
Yeah, I'll go with Barney to the university and introduce him to the academic types that are staying up late in the library, and get some paperwork together that shows me whose property it is, what property it is, what history it's got, that kind of thing.
I'm going to cross-reference the address with the newspapers to see if anything significant has happened in there in the last 10 years.
okay.
I have
I
a
do
calamity.
feel like there's going to be this cross-cut action of 2 doing actual work and me trying to sort my breath out to eat.
I think it's 3 doing actual work and DD.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to think that you are DD from Dexter's lab because that's where I'm going every time I hear that name.
It's too. I'm too young to know what Dexter's lab is.
You're playing the character well, so
So,
Oh yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
I
I've
have
seen the picture. Yep.
I have a 17 for my
Research.
investigation of the research, but there was a calamity in amongst that.
excellent. Are you?
Uh,
Is anybody else helping with this?
I have so effectively.
I
know
was,
Simon's
I was there, but I
is
was doing a
assisting with
different
research.
thing. I was looking at the.
I
Right.
mean, I think if you want to just basically pull your resources and say you're looking in different areas, but you're
Yeah.
researching
Yeah.
other things together. So yeah, Sai, make your roll, then we'll add it all together.
Okay. So I'm on the microfiche, which at this point is top level research device.
Yep.
It's not bad, but it's not brilliant. That's 14.
Okay. So 14 and 17. So we're looking at 22, maybe 21 if Dave can actually add correctly. But a calamity on Mike's dice. Right. Okay. So let's have a look. Have we got any suggestions from chat? on
Nothing's
calamity?
coming in yet from
That's
chat.
fine. It is a research one, so we will say that. Okay, here's how this works. Between the two of you, you managed to find full details of who owns this property. There's nobody particularly important. It just seems like it's a random house, just owned by a normal person. No one special. Certainly no history of anything going back in the deeds to the house, although there are some connections with some of the occult research that Mike's looking at and the zoning plans and stuff. And you see that you see that this may well be the most likely place where an ancient artifact was lost. Some like Baba Mesopotamian artifact that belongs to a minor, is associated with a minor demon by the name of Do Minous, the Devourer. And you get some sort of background into who this guy is. He takes on a form chosen by whoever holds his talisman, the artifact in question. His usual MO is to begin by consuming the bountiful harvest of a population until he is powerful enough to enter the world fully and consume the population themselves. He feasts until he has claimed 1 million souls before he returns to the underworld to sleep for another 1,000 years.
Okay. Arguably, this would probably go unnoticed in Manhattan, apart from the pizza being involved, so that's good. Okay. When Forks looks that up, I go, maybe tell Brienne. She might know a little bit more about this.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Let's. I try to get. I Xerox the necessary papers and take copies out with us, and we head back to HQ to catch the others and fill them in on what's going on.
Yep. Okay. The house is the most likely location where this artifact was lost, and doesn't necessarily guarantee it's there, but as it is at the center of these 5 points, seems likely.
I was waiting for a Five Guys gag at some point in this, but I feel like that ship has sailed. So, basically, as I go there, I know that there's going to be an artifact involved. There is a particular gadget that I'm working on at the moment, and looks a little bit like I don't know, like an old-fashioned power drill, like a really big, boxy, square back end. But where there's normally a drill bit at the end, it's a bunch of condenser rings, so electromagnetic condenser rings. So it looks like a space-age hairdryer at this point, and I'm working on that as we go along.
No, Joseph.
Oh.
He would have noticed that immediately. So,
Well, we did set it up with, she brings me pizza.
okay, so, yeah, what's the plan?
Well, we need
I
to
think
sort
a
out
good
the
night's sleep.
artifact,
We're
right?
going to do it.
3 in the morning.
Yes, we need to sort out the artifact. What does the artifact look like? I think this now falls
The
on
description
a
of the
reformer research.
artifact is that it is a golden disc.
Okay. I mean, I kind of see where the plot's going.
As DD and Paul Briand returns with DD in the uniform but with a new patch of puke, as they've had to. I feel like
I see the research is still going strong. Brian,
Oh, yes.
here's some papers about mystical artifacts. Do you know anything about
Oh.
it?
I suppose I'll roll for this.
Yeah.
looking over Briand's shoulder, can I assist?
Not if they don't want you to.
I'm not giving them an option. I'm looking over over the shoulder reading.
Yeah, but that doesn't assist them in reading necessarily.
Can I use occultism to assist in this?
Yes.
Yeah, if you've got occultism, you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
obviously assist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Might actually be useful assistance here.
Yeah. Oh. That's actually useful.
Got 21 with a calamity.
I didn't get the calamity.
I have a question, Ed. Have you rolled anything without a calamity tonight? Because I don't think so.
I rolled one without a calamity, but I rolled a 6 and forgot to explode it. So. Oh, I did. I rolled a 6.
Hey!
I just remembered. Right, let's
Okay,
get another
so-
dice.
I feel like Ed's going to get above 30 without my numbers, so I just don't think I need to say my numbers.
You got a calamity.
No, I didn't actually. I got a 14, which isn't math.
Okay, so yeah, you have you basically get very similar information to what Sai and Mike got about this. You are pretty sure, though, from what you've read, that the pineapple is going to be a significant, important thing in defeating this Dominos, and it is.
I just heard that now. I just heard that now. That's going into my ears. My
Yep.
ears have now taken part in
When
what
I
you
wrote
said.
it down, I had it there. I was like, okay.
Wait, I feel like I'm missing the joke here, and I feel
Yeah,
like so
you are.
would
Don't worry
DD.
about
You
it.
are,
You
keep
get it
going.
eventually.
Fail forward.
Yeah, it shows. You see pictures of this,
Oh!
of this giant winged demon with armor plating on it, and how it is basically this horrible monster which devours entire communities. But the form that it takes is linked to the harvest that it consumes. So if there is a gap in what it is consuming, that is likely to be some kind of a weakness when you face it. Not that you
Why
really
did
needed
this
telling
seem
that,
funny?
but you have it written down now. Confirmation.
But it fulfills the ability on my character, which
Yes.
is that I instinctively know, not
Yes,
instinctively,
you
I
would've-
know the weaknesses of all monsters when I meet them.
Yes,
Because of
you had
the amount of time I spent studying parapsychological paranormal activity.
indeed. There's. I will give you a little bit extra on that when you actually see it, Mike, because you'll be able to
Yeah.
to adjudicate more. But yeah, when you made your character, I was kind of like, I don't think that ability will be necessary. So
Yeah,
I'd be
well, I've
very
not used it on
surprised
all
if
the
you guys.
ghosts. I've not used it on all the ghosts.
Yeah, I
I'll
didn't.
bring it for.
Yeah.
I see it more as like I've got the dad's notebook from Supernatural,
Yeah.
and all of the time that I've spent investigating this stuff. So I've seen a case like this back in Wisconsin where they had the same thing, but with I don't know what's Wisconsin famous for, potatoes. I know that's not that. Potatoes
In fact,
are
Mike,
Idaho
I'll
potatoes,
give you
Idaho.
this. I'll give you this, which is an additional thing. Okay, so if the artifact is on this side of the rift, and Dominoes is on the other, I'm just going to make it more obvious every
Dominos.
time I say it. Yeah, Dominoes.
I've worked it out already.
Is on the other side of the rift, then it is most likely the artifact is some kind of bridge allowing him access to our world.
Also, Wisconsin is famous for its cheese.
Yeah, as a last resort, you suspect that a combination of the matter streams might be enough to destroy the artifact. Although that should
We
be
need to bundle the bursts.
Bundling the burst. But that, of course, is a last resort. None of you want to explode at the speed of light, which is the
I
unfortunate.
don't care what speed I explode. I don't want to explode at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we've got some gear. We're going to go over to.
Make sure to go to the
Well
the
done,
co-op
Hermit.
and buy some pineapples.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Do you have enough pineapples?
I feel like some
deal with
pineapple
this.
grenades are needed, so we'll put some small ordnance inside some potatoes.
Pull the stalk out the top and throw.
Yep.
You know what would be really good? Get some scuba gear. Sellotape pineapple to the outside of it. Throw said scuba gear at Dominoes. Fire at the scuba
I don't
gear.
have the
That
equipment
seems like
cards, Dave. I
a
don't have the
winning
equipment cards.
strategy that can never fail.
Okay, so yeah, we'll
go
take
over
some.
that story later.
We'll get some pineapples. We'll put some small ordnance in them, and take our regular gear. And I think we're ready.
Well, poor old DD won't be taking the regular gear because the gear is spoiled. So now I'm looking for another prop to put on.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, by gear we meant the equipment that you would normally have. So we're gonna head over there, and dripping in gear and holding a pair of pineapples very gingerly is Barney gets out of the car and goes, so I don't know the people who live here, and so I'm not going to talk to them. Unless
Don't worry, Barney.
unless I
I'll do the talking.
No, I insist. They'll probably know who I am. Come on, I will do the talking.
Fox, I think
Why,
should
of course.
I should do the.
I should have thought of that first, Dee Dee.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So you knock on the door. This guy opens it up. He's maybe early 20s, very early 20s. Looks like he's had a few beers. You can hear as soon as he opens the door that there's some noise going on in the background, like there's a party going on. He's got one of those red cups with something in it. He's like, whoa, are you guys the entertainment? Yeah.
Oh yes, I am the entertainment.
Before anyone says anything, I'm going to jump in. There is a demon in your house, and I think it's absolutely extraordinary.
Wow, cool, man. Yeah.
We are some hard metal, and we will show you the demon.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, this is like just spot on. Yeah, come on in.
Yeah. And
I'm already in.
yeah, DD has just been offered a gig. They haven't had a gig in possibly 3 years now. He's just gonna like awkwardly turn off the music and just start singing.
Right.
And I don't care what everyone else is doing.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll just follow in and just kind of give a meek smile and nod and a little wave, and then just start pulling out the legally distant PKE meter and start seeing if there's any signal.
Okay.
I'm going to head to whatever passes for a buffet table, and if I have to, I'm going to spend some of those. What were the points called? Fate points or whatever.
Karma.
Karma points, because I am going to background color the shit out of this party.
Like, where's Mike? Where's Mike been this entire game?
I've been waiting for this. So I am relocating key elements of this buffet around the apartment, around the building that this party is in.
This is going
and I
to
will
totally
come
be
back
like
to that.
This is totally going to be like a science ending, isn't it? Where it's like there's a guy with a baseball bat pounding pineapple into the demon while the rest of you shoot it.
There are tiny little cocktail sticks covered in cheese and pineapple now everywhere.
Okay. Si, give me smarts roll, some kind of investigation thing. I'll let you have electronics because you'll be using your PKE meter to go around. Right?
Yeah. All right. Incidentally,
I
we
feel
had
like-
we had pineapple and cheese last night because it was Ed's last night at the guild, because he's moving to London now.
Oh,
And so Helen put on like party food for all of us, individually wrapped. I'd like to point out because of COVID and all the rest of it.
COVID! Wow.
And Helen's a bloody star.
Yeah.
And and part of that we had cheese and pineapple on a stick, and I was like, I haven't had this in so long. Right. In other news, yep. Oh, hang on. If the calamity dice has a 6, do I roll a new calamity dice?
I mean, yeah, but it's not. You can't roll a 1 again. So,
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter what I roll.
It's the same as a normal dice. At that
Okay. So 10, 23.
23, yeah. So you immediately home in on the thin wooden box, which contains this golden disc inside it. It is about 12 inches. It
I foresaw this.
has been.
What a DM knows it down to the inch size. You know, so much detail, so many background notes.
It's such awesome, excellence, brilliant.
Someone's done
cheesy
notes on
adventure.
this.
Anyway, so it is currently being used as coasters. Like, it's on top of a coffee table. Everybody has put their drinks and bongs and other things on it. It is being used as a prop.
Okay, what's the design on the disc?
It doesn't look like a pizza. It is just simply a circular disc,
Okay.
like a golden wheel, basically.
I mean, certain characters within the Sanskrit language do actually look like small pineapple pieces. So, you know.
What you do see behind it, however, is a rather well done drawing of a giant. Well, it looks like a giant because it's pictured next to a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Of a giant humanoid figure with strands of what look like jalapenos, dripping cheese coming from its back, almost in the shape of wings. This creature has large, square cardboard plates all over its body, which are decorated with obvious references to the local pizzeria, and his entire body seems to be made up of overlapping scales of pepperoni.
Okay. No explanation whatsoever to anybody around. I pull out the thing that looks like a hairdryer, end up extending the hairdryer's handle to the point now where it looks like a warhammer, and I switch on what is an excessively large power cell that even over the music goes wop, 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 and lightning arcs appear all over the head of what is a what would probably be a high electron sledgehammer.
Right.
And
Yep.
Not
said we're a
even,
massive
not even
metal
taking the disc off the table or moving the bongs or anything like that. I'm going to heaven to earth strike this heavy thunder hammer, whatever. What do I say? High electron sledgehammer onto the center of the disc. Just because he's just like, yeah, let's just get rid of it. That's all we need to do. So I would like to invoke Brawn 4 and Breaking Stuff.
Yes. The best skill in the game.
I was going to use it at some point, and then you gave me an artifact, and I was like, oh, baby.
Go for it.
I appreciate this. Probably will not help the situation, but it's what I did. Okay. Let's see. Well, that's a pretty good roll. There's no sixes, but it's a pretty good roll. So that is 10, 21, 25.
Okay.
As I bring it down.
You smash into this thing. All the accompaniments on the coffee table go flying all over the place. There is a resounding gong as the hammer breaks through the wooden box and collides with the metal disc. The disc itself is unscratched, and your blow bounces back.
Yep.
However, the loud noise is enough to silence the entire party and draw their attention. And
I was disappointed that I didn't have a calamity, by the way. But I will say that when I earthed this incredible amount of energy, I did get thrown across the room, but into a chair because it's a calamity. It's not a calamity. Yeah.
You haven't quite suffered from that, but the resounding gong has started to open up a portal, much like the one that you created with your energy blast earlier. This one seems to be lingering, but it does look like it's on the verge of collapsing back in on itself.
We need to feed it with more energy, and I pull out the neutron pack and start firing into the portal.
Okay, so is anybody else following along with Sai's idea here?
What DD is going to do is like half follow along, but also like still trying to make this a performance, so everyone thinks it's a performance. So they're going to be doing this, but then also say, "Everyone clap."
Nobody is following you and clapping.
I'm hearing.
I'm going to, but I'm going to do.
Yes.
Slow clap.
Yeah, I'm going to also shoot it.
Okay.
I'm hearing the explosion. I'll be running down.
Okay.
I'm going to use my smarts and parapsychology to rethink something about this artifact. Did we get the impression that it's an anchor to this reality as long as it's on this side of the portal?
Interesting thought. Give me a parapsychology roll.
Which is my best roll. Okay, no sixes on my core skill.
What? Are you all right?
And a 1 on my calamity dice. So I have.
I'm jealous. I haven't had any calamities.
I have a total of 16 on my parapsychology and a calamity.
Okay, you are certain that this is a link, a bridge of some kind. You don't think that throwing it through will stop this apparition. You'll need to do more than just that, but it may be enough to stop him ever coming here again.
Okay, frisbee time.
But you also got a calamity, so
yes.
I am going to go with you were particularly close to the disc, perhaps studying it when the gong went on. So for the time being, there is a ringing in your ears, which has left you effectively deaf for several minutes.
I was going to go with you were listening to DD's voice for too long. There's a ringing in your ears. You're effectively deaf.
Yeah, cool.
Well, one is for disc and the other's DD.
Yeah.
Literate Hermit, did did suggest that maybe my proton pack falls into the
Portal on accident. Okay, well, I think I might save that for use in the
Something
future
really bad.
for something really bad. Yeah, I like that idea. I'll adjust it and I will bring it in.
I like how you just assume we're gonna fail.
Of course you are.
So yeah, I'm going to be there holding it, going. Yeah, well, we got to do something. I'm just about keeping it open.
Are we gonna
Right.
go in?
I look at you as if you're insane.
I can't even hear him, and I know how stupid an idea that was.
Yeah, hears nothing. Still clips Dee Dee on the back of the head.
Okay.
I saw your lips move.
Okay, so anybody who is attempting to pour energy into the portal will need to give me a moves roll for using their proton packs.
Because you would say this is a running stream, do you think I could use my
No.
running ability?
No.
Have a try.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
24 for me.
Okay.
I've got 10.
Yeah, your beam heads into the portal side, and it is quite clearly making a huge difference and growing the portal. Several people nearby shuffle out of the way as they realise it's now growing into the size of the room. Ed, you rolling?
10.
10. Excellent. So you're adding to that as well?
Yeah.
Joseph?
Yep, that's 15. What I did is 6. 15, 16, 17.
Okay, so you're helping increase it as well?
I've got
Mark?
6 as well. So that's 14, not 10.
Okay, brilliant. Mike?
I'm staggering towards the plate, ready to toss it through the portal, dodging the bursts that are being shot towards the portal.
Okay, so if you would be so kind as to give me a moves roll to...
So there was a
throw
point
that.
in the early stages where you were describing the rules, and you listed all the attributes of this game, and you said moves, and somebody, including me, thought you said boobs.
Oh, right, okay.
Every time you said it since, it's a boobs roll.
Boobs roll. Make a boobs
oh,
roll then.
My moves
Very different
are
game.
3. I do not have a focus for moves, so I'm not focused on boobs.
Yeah. This is the Ghostbusters game, not the Weird Science game.
Yeah.
I do feel like if you get a
That would be
calamity,
a
you will be.
crossover. I have a total of 9 on
Okay.
my trying to dodge the bursts, get to the plate, throw it through the portal
Okay,
task.
right.
Try
So,
to dodge the breasts.
as you throw the disc at the portal, it sails straight and true. Unfortunately, before it enters the portal, a sausage-clawed hand
We've had
catches
boobs, we've had sausages. What's that?
and the creature, almost identical to what you saw in the drawing, the great Dominos himself, steps out into the room.
When he's halfway in the portal, I would like to launch a pineapple grenade directly into his gaping maw.
Well, what we will do here is we will now go into an initiative, as it were. So everybody's moves will be your initiative rating, and Dominos has a lovely initiative of 3.
Oh, same as me.
That's a moves thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so whoever's on the highest.
Oh, do we have to roll moves?
No, just whatever your...
Oh,
it's
mine's
not a
3.
roll, it is simply what your move score is.
Oh, right. My moves is
Is
2.
yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's
just
3.
So I think it's Mike again.
I'm on 3. I'm on 3.
All right, okay. So we've
Oh,
got 2
sorry.
3s, 2 2s. And Dominos is also on 3. So you can choose amongst yourselves which order you want to go in, but Dominos will act before you, simply so he has a chance to do something before you just nuke him. So he will roar out his garlic breath. So if everybody could roll style for me.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
yes. um,
10.
5.
I think this is unfair, but it's okay.
I got 6 in a calamity.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Okay, so did anybody get 55?
I got a 24.
Okay. Right. So let's go with this. So you have all failed to resist the garlic breath, which was not really that much of a surprise. Yes. You may choose your reaction. You either have to back away in wretched fear of the overpowering garlic stench, or you have to be bowled over by its nauseating effect, and basically end up prone.
Retreat or prone?
I'll go prone.
I'll go retreat.
Retreat as well.
Okay.
I think
And
I will
start
also-
making notes.
I will go prone, but like sing while going prone. Like,
Okay.
Over dramaticize it.
And
this-
thanks to Ed rolling a 1, those of you who did not back away, so
Oh,
Mike
for
and
goodness
Joseph, you are close enough as he finally stretches the portal wide enough to come through, that the portal envelops you, and the two of you end up on the other side.
Yeah, okay.
So Mike and Joseph, you are prone in the other world of the pizza god, and Ed and Simon, you are on still in the frat party, confronted with
Wait.
Dominoes.
I'm gonna ask a really bad question now.
Okay.
There are no bad questions, just really stupid ones.
So, I think you're about to change your mind. So, Forks had the golden disc on them.
No, Fox
I
threw
threw
it
it through the
and
portal and it was caught by
Dominoes.
Okay.
Dominos.
Okay. Yep.
Dominos's.
Yep. I was
sausage
just
fingered
about to
claw.
ask, are we now forever trapped in this realm?
Well, probably anyway, but not because of that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So it is now the two of you who are on the inside the demon realm to act, because you are the next to act in sequence.
I'd like to get a basic understanding of what the local geography is. Are we talking classic 80s Doctor Strange realm of...
I think it's basically anything you could think of that goes with an Escher painting.
Okay, but is there like a generic food theme?
Yes, so this is the entire landscape is pizza referenced. So
Right. So I mean, this is the land where they make gingerbread houses.
only
Basically, that kind of thing.
only it's pizza, not gingerbread. Yeah, there is of course
In a pizza
not
house.
a sign of pineapple anywhere.
Wait, maybe it could be a hut.
Wait.
Of...
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
there is indeed. There is indeed in the center of this realm where Dominos lives a hut made of pizza. Of course there is.
Also, I also believe there would be a train that goes to the hut that is called the Express.
That is just splendid.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't top that. Can't top that.
And they all
dear.
come out now.
Oh dear.
I'm now Googling names of pizza places.
Yeah. Good luck fitting Papa John's in. But anyway,
Yeah.
also fuck Papa John's. Never mind. Right. So, yeah, what are you guys doing in the land of pizza?
What are your actions, guys?
Okay. So when you ate our pizza in our world that had been tainted by these ghosts, you became possessed by the ghosts.
Do you think if we eat the pizzas now, we will possess the ghosts?
I'm willing to let you try.
It's a sacrifice, but we're willing to let you take it.
Okay. I feel like I should go back to my Texas role of gullible musician. Yes, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to.
Okay, so
As a small child called Little Caesar walks past, I will take off the hat that's made out of pizza and take a bite.
okay, fine. Give me a parapsychology roll. I believe you have that, don't you? So
I do
smart.
indeed. I do.
Well, either one of you. In fact, both of you, if you so wish. You're trying to use
Thanks.
this to connect to Domino's.
I have a 6 to re-roll, but I'm already at 18. 19.
Okay, so yes, using the connection already established between Joseph and the demon, you managed to convince Joseph to eat the pizza and try once again to connect with Domino's. So, Joseph, I will allow you to make a contested smarts roll with the demon
Oh, God.
in order to influence its mind.
Well,
I'm
while...
going to assist with my smarts and parapsychology, and I am going to activate my eccentric ability to be able to understand its mental weaknesses.
Right. Okay.
Would singing about pineapple?
Yeah.
Would singing about
his passions.
pineapple? Like,
You're singing about pineapple, Mike's
Yep.
like.
Yep. So can I use my
influencing
singing
you,
skill?
The verse is
on
about
this
pepperoni
smart?
passion or something. Yeah.
Can I use my singing skill on this smart?
Go on then. Yes, that is. I think considering it is a mental link, your singing skill most
we're
aptly
chanting,
your attempt to annoy him. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. It's...
We're going to get to the source of the problem here and go straight for it. Yeah.
Get him all
Oh. Okay, so I just got a 1 on my special dice.
Okay, well that's good.
That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 of my dice got 1s. I roll 4 dice. The other one got a 6. So that's
Okay.
9.
So was that a calamity? Was that a calamity?
That is a
Yes.
calamity,
So-
Joseph, but I want you to add into the success, Mike, with your.
I got
Okay,
another
1 second.
6.
So that people can start thinking
So-
about what the problem here is. We're trying to mentally sing to a pizza demon,
Yeah.
and work out its weaknesses. I am currently
Nothing
at
complex.
24 with a re-roll on 1 dice.
Oh, I got a
26.
So I got a 9, and I just rolled another 6. So that's
15, and then
15.
if you've rolled a 6, roll it again.
Yep. And I got a 5. So that's 21.
Oh,
Have we got one
I'm
below?
Going with Unkers. I am going with Unkers.
Oh, wait, I'm not on the Twitch chat.
Yes.
I like
Absolutely.
both of those, but yes.
Yep.
Okay, so what did you guys get total, please?
26 for me. And
20 something for me. 21.
you had 2 6s and a 9, so 21 for you, so
Yep.
47.
Right.
Yep.
So, okay,
And the calamity.
you have beaten the demon's smarts roll. Congratulations. So you
DD has now possessed
you
a
start singing, and Sai and Ed, you see Domino stop in his tracks, and immediately starts dancing in a very awkward way, whilst also belting out what is quite clearly an original Dee song.
Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple,
I was gonna go,
pineapple.
This is
However,
fascinating.
what's the fast food song?
However, Dee Dee, in their efforts to dance along here to this tune, accidentally pays no attention to the surrounding landscape, unfamiliar as it is, falls into the Marinara River, and is swept away by the extremely strong tide. So your next actions are going to be swimming against
I've been
the
in
tide.
how many role-playing games in all my years? I have never heard a better name for an improv river than Marinara River.
Yeah.
It just sounds right anyway.
It is. It's absolutely brilliant.
And I don't know what it says about me that I want to swim in that river. But yeah.
Oh God! Yeah, the Pen Pineapple Apple song is most likely the rendition of yeah,
Oh,
that is
dear.
the song that Dee Dee was
Oh.
singing. Yes.
This is when
So
What else would you use to distract the demon who's weak against pineapple?
seeing that Dee Dee has valiantly sacrificed herself to give us this opening,
I'm still alive. Yeah, sacrifice.
sacrificed themselves valiantly. Yes, I think I might get better. Gave their lives. So yeah, I'm going to throw the pineapple bomb, which I've got a remote detonator. I'm going to throw the pineapple bomb as what are we saying? That Dominus does a part of the dance, which is like jazz hands and mouth open. I'm going to throw the pineapple into its mouth and press the button. I'm going to use my ability, a gadget for every occasion. I can spend a karma point to pull out a gadget which helps me with my next dice roll. It's the detonator. I have to describe the gadget. It's a detonator. Basically, I get double value from my karma points. And so, yeah, I'm gonna buy the farm on this one.
You can apply as much karma as you want, but they are now worth 2 dice instead of 1 dice for each point you spend.
I'm going to spend 3 out of my 6 to give myself an extra 6 dice because this is going to...
and we're doing this as an actual bomb. This is a pineapple bomb, basically.
Oh yeah, this is a real pineapple with some ordnance put in the middle of the core. I'm going to throw it and set off the ordnance. And because I put so much power into this, I know that if I roll my 1 now using high explosives, things
are going to go wrong.
Let's see what's going to go on. So, what is the roll? I had 6, but what is the roll?
So the roll will be a moves roll because it is your ability to hit it, and time it right with the bomb.
Okay, would shooting apply? It seems a bit janky, but
it does, but I'll allow it.
Yeah,
because
throwing,
why
shooting,
not? Why not? Same
okay.
thing, right? Exactly the same thing, right?
Oh dear, Unca's already suggesting the calamity as we as we're going into it. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get a calamity, but of the extra 6 I added, 4 of them were 1. So fuck you, karma. So that's 4, 6, 9, 13, 16. And that's 11, 27 points of pineapple explosion.
That's more than enough. So you throw the pineapple bomb. You catch Domino's in the middle of singing Pen, Pineapple, Apple Pen. And it goes directly into his open jaw. As you detonate it, the explosion takes his head clean off. And he starts to stagger back into the portal. Although it does not actually appear that it has killed him.
I'm gonna cry out, don't let Dee Dee's sacrifice be in vain. Get the disc off him.
Okay, so I think that means it's Ed's turn.
Do I hear that from the other side of the?
Well, you're on the same side as Sai. So
Yeah.
you and Sai are in the frat house. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I run in with my notebook in one hand and a protein pack in the other. Writing the thing, I run in and I'm going to shoot it.
Okay, give me a shooting roll.
So I've got 6 karma points.
Okay.
And I spend them all.
Of course you can. What are they going to be good for, except for this final fight anyway, right?
Yeah. Get my dice together so I can...
Now you have a... this is a demon, so your demonology ability will come into play on this.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that Ed can do extra damage when fighting demonologists, when fighting demons, as he understands.
Just fighting other
Fighting other demonologists.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah, the demonologists have slappy fights all the time, and now, Brienne's become a grandmaster at the slappy fight.
I rolled a 2 on my calamity dice, so not really worrying about
That's
that.
not a calamity, so you're
Yay.
okay.
This is like It's like D&D fights. It's a wyvern. No, it's a dragon. I said both of those wrong.
27.
27. Okay, so you've hit. And is it an additional point of damage when fighting demons?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that will mean you do 3 damage with your proton pack every time you hit. You have shot it enough that it staggers back into the portal and is now no longer fully in the real world. It is far enough back that if you can close the portal, you will have sealed it off. It still has the disc in its hand and it has taken it back with it. Okay. So we are back round to Domino's go. He is now half in each world at this moment. The disc in one hand, his other hand, you see a metal tool protrude out of his hand with a sharp spinning disc on the end as he rings out his special pizza slicer maneuver. And let's have a look. Yeah, his head is starting to regenerate, and he is going to do a long strike swipe attack and attempt to hit you, Simon.
Okay.
As you were the one that caused him the most issue. So 1 second while I go back to his stats. Yeah, he's so good at that. Right, okay.
What's my defense? I've got it.
Whatever your defense is.
Defense is 8. Yeah.
Your defense is 8. Okay. Well, he's got a chance. He rolls an 8, so he does hit you, only just.
Okay.
You take 2 damage as the pizza slicer
Absolutely.
goes through your flesh. In a perfect triangular shape.
Like the Zorro, but a triangle.
Yeah, but it looks like you have been. Here's the slice taken out of you. Okay, Mike and Joseph.
You've got a Domino's jacket. I'm.
Yes, because Mike used to work for Domino's.
I
those who don't
just
know-
remembered I had it. I just
those who
remembered I
don't
had it
know-
in the cupboard right here.
Yeah, for those who haven't figured it out
I-
yet, I tailored this adventure as a direct attack on Mike.
I'll rip up another one of your books.
Yeah, I think so.
So okay, I'm now joining Ed in being extraordinarily hot. So I think we can either focus on saving Dee Dee or focus on saving the world. So I will take the proton pack and fire to try and slice off one of the legs of Dominos, in the hope that I can maybe use that as a flotation device for Dee Dee.
Okay, all right. Demonic flotation device for the win. Go for it, Mike. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, so that's 4 standard dice and a calamity dice. And I have a 6. So I'm at 21 already, and I'm rolling 6 again to get 25 in total.
Excellent. So you hit, definitely. The pack does 2 points of damage, which at this point is actually the final amount of damage you needed to bring it down. So the demon falls into sliced up perfect triangles. One of them large enough.
I think there's only room enough for one person per slice.
On that,
though.
yeah. So it lands in the Marinara River. The Little Caesar, for some reason, also is in there, and he and Joseph don't have enough room to share that slice and float
There's
away.
like a
so
whole
one of them is going
cascade
to have-
of pizza slice pieces of demon falling towards the river, and one of them unfortunately scoops up poor little Caesar
Yeah,
and pushes him into the.
I was gonna
into
go with
floating
the-
red waters.
I was going to go with the Titanic ending.
yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like each-
There are
that's
100
like each
slices in the
pizza
river,
slice.
but
Each
only one of
pizza
them is
slice
big enough.
only
yeah.
big enough for one person.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
said
obviously,
that
we're
to
not
start
going to swap round every hour or so, because that would be the quick, obvious way to do things. And
Do not start getting all romantic about who gets to stay on a pizza slice.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
no,
There's only room for
DD
one person per topping. You have to pay extra for extra toppings. I am not paying extra for extra toppings. One person per slice.
DD sees Little Caesar and just immediately starts trying to use them as a flotation device and pushing them under
I
the
saw
water.
this. I thought, you're definitely pushing them under.
Yeah, like just, and then climbing
Dunking
onto the
in
pizza
the
afterwards.
marinara
Yeah.
sauce.
Right.
Like-
So
And obviously, this slice of pizza has a tomato sauce M on, standing for believe there's only one store left in the world that sells Muck Pizza.
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, Joseph, are you going to do anything to try and escape from the river and get back to
Yes.
the portal?
I'm
Right.
gonna try and climb ashore.
You're going to climb ashore. Okay. Then give me a climbing roll. You finally get to roll climbing.
Admittedly, it is using brawn, so this is going to go awfully. I have 4. Wait, I'm going to use all 6 of my
Karma. And I
Yes.
predict it right now. 10 dice roll, 10 ones. I have called it.
Yep. Okay. So, how many do I have here? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 5 here, so I'll have to roll all these twice. 5, 10. That's
Just seen the chat.
18. That's 18 from the first lot. 18. Wait, I'm not looking at chat. What's going on in
Nothing important.
You,
What's your final score?
you are the Caesar killer.
Oh,
And then
what
we
did I
got a
say? What was the
response
first
of
number I
FTD.
said?
17, I think.
Yeah, 17. Let's go with that. 17 plus 2, that's 19. Plus another 2, that's 21. Plus 5. 26. Plus
Unless you got a
4.
calamity, you've got more than enough to get yourself ashore at this point. So.
Oh, I was gonna surprise you with that at the end.
Right. You got a calamity.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless anybody's got an amazing idea, I think I will bank that.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
There was a good suggestion before, which I think we can bring back as an epilogue. I think Dave knows the one I'm on about. So yeah.
Okay. So you make it out of the river. You
Yeah.
can see the portal is closing, but you've got a successful roll there to get out. So
I'm
you
also very good at running. That is my other ability.
yeah, you and Mike. Well, I assume Mike wants to escape from Pizza Land as well. You head for the portal. The disc is on this side. Is on the side with all the pizza. So this will mean no bridge for Domino's to reappear in 1,000 years. So you've successfully stopped that manifestation. That's great.
I mean, they promised like a half-hour delivery time, so I don't think it's going to be 1,000 years before he comes back.
Also, obviously, there's going to be a KF pizza, which is a popcorn chicken pizza.
So yeah, you guys dash for the portal, and in true.
I don't.
Well, no, you're already fine. And then,
Yeah.
side head.
Yep. Yeah.
Anybody that's not in their own reality, please leave now.
Now.
Yeah.
Of course,
And
you
Mike,
managed-
you're wrong. You know that's why it has to be every 1,000 years, because that's him coming within 30 minutes is how he gets free.
So yeah, you make it through the portal just as it closes. Last minute break. Yep.
Yep.
And you arrive back in the frat house amid cheers from all the people there, thinking this is the most amazing piece of entertainment they've ever seen.
Yeah, of course.
And
Jeez.
you're all safe and sound,
I want to find.
except for that piece of Domino's which was stuck to the back of Joseph's outfit. You know, the sausage hand with the pizza cutter on it came through with you, but I'm sure that won't cause any
Yeah.
problems down the line.
Fine,
Straight
no
into the
problem.
trophy room.
Oh.
Straight into the trophy room. That.
Yep.
In fact, we'll stick the pizza cutter in the cutlery drawer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that's
It
not
will
going to
never
cause a
come out
problem at
again.
all.
It will be trapped forever. It will be trapped
So-
forever.
yeah, you are hailed as heroes by the city for nothing less than stopping an emerging pizza civil war.
Are we going to get into some sort
Yeah.
of fancy party?
If
or
we were in
something?
Chicago, we'd be knighted
hobnob
by
with
now.
with the,
Yeah.
can we get in some rich party and maybe hobnob with the upper crust?
Yes, absolutely. That seems like the perfect ending. So yeah,
I feel like the true ending though is us finally getting all these pizzas and everyone opening the boxes noticing that Dee Dee had ordered them all wrong from the very beginning.
They've now honoured your order and will provide us with that order for free
Yeah.
every day.
every week.
Congratulations, you've got a year's supply of the pizza you don't like. But feel really guilty for not eating because it's a waste. And, I'm trying to think, we're around Live Aid at this point, aren't we? So, yeah. So, I've got to eat it. Otherwise, the Live Aid will be disappointed in me.
So I'm going to wrap it up there then, guys. You've saved the day, defeating Domino's, the Devourer, and banished him back to his pizza land for another 1,000 years. So congratulations.
Or until some mad cultist tries to summon him again on a Tuesday, and we can go for the 2 for Tuesdays.
Yeah, two of him at the same time. That's what
Yeah,
we're
we
doing,
go.
right?
That's the sequel.
I feel like next Halloweek is going to be more fun.
So
this is a sequel we promised, but that never happens.
So thank you everybody for playing. Thank you, chat, for giving me some
running.
excellent ideas for Calamity. I'm going to hand you over to Sai to plug tomorrow's game.
Yep.
And go ahead.
Tomorrow we are going to be doing Genesis, and it's going to be a bit more high horror. So we're going to be turning the difficulty up to Cthulhu, and I'm basically just going to be trying to break and otherwise defeat the players as they go through. We're going to be having Hermit and Scornfuse on deck. So they're going to be playing alongside Corinne and Helen as we throw them into a more difficult landscape than I'm normally comfortable with doing on stream. So this is going to be an experiment. Hopefully it's going to work out well. And I don't know whether I'm going to switch on the usual you can name the setbacks. I probably won't, so I can keep control of the horror. But we will be doing that tomorrow night. Please stick around very briefly, and we will raid one of the lovely friends that we've got on Twitch. But until then, have a great night, or for most of us now, sleep, and we will see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
I don't know why I did I get the sleep.